Camera ready.
You're so I apologize.
Hey, what's going on?
Bro.
It's your boy JoeThunder back once again with another episode of the Smoking JoeThunder Podcast. And man, we got doozy for you. We got some motherfucking, some beasts in the building, some fucking graffiti writers, graffiti bombers, graffiti artists. Man, we got a crew called EMF in the motherfucking building, Elite Mech Force. What's going on, y'all?
What's up?
What up?
What's up?
Chilling, man. Real quick, shout out to Be Good Dispensary, our official sponsor. They're over there on 11 West Hamden. 11 West Hamden.
10% off if you hear this.
Yeah, exactly. Get your Christmas gifts and all that shit. And if you want to check them out up north on 120th across the highway from Boondocks. But like I said, we got some graffiti bombers, writers, artists in the building. What's up, y'all?
What's up?
What's good?
How y'all doing? I know Tusk was all high.
What we doing?
Tusk is high. He's been eating those edibles,
Why you put me on blast already, dude?
because we're all high.
Oh, okay.
And I'm saying join the crowd. That's what happens when you come to smoking with JoeThunder. You might not smoke, but you're still high.
Yeah, I'm pretty high.
Someone told you eat these edibles before you go to the podcast tonight.
Myself. I chose.
But check out, we're gonna go down the line real quick. We got the homie Ketter in the building. What's up, G? How you doing?
Wet beds.
Wet in beds? Are you wet in beds or are you wet in beds?
It's more than one way to wet a bed.
Is that by?
He was getting to that. That's what I was getting
You would
to.
know.
Been getting his eyebrows shaved off since he was younger,
Really?
They only grow back at like one and a half times.
1.5 times, so don't do more than 1.5. Right next to him, we got Tusk One in the building.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Chilling.
You're over there amazed looking at that book, huh?
Yeah, this is a Swex book over here. It's pretty. Only thing not finished in there is a shoe piece.
Oh, man.
Oh shit.
Got to get on that shoe. You got to get on that. Then right next to you, we got Trek One.
How's it going?
Chilling, brother. How you doing?
Great. Thanks for having all of us on.
Hell yeah, bunch of y'all. And then right next to you, we got Quota. And we got SQ.
What's up?
I said it right?
Yeah, it's SQ.
Yeah, that's right. I said it right.
Yeah.
I was just making sure you knew your name. Because I know your name now. And your name. I mean, we've known each other for a while, so.
You know each other's names.
According to my homie over here, you should know my name, homie. And that would be Quote. Motherfucking building. What's going on, y'all? How
What
y'all
up, man?
doing? Thank y'all for joining us today.
But how do you spell it?
I would spell it I spell it different because I gotta see it and say it. So I would say, I know it begins with a K. O-T-A.
Quote.
Did I say it right?
How do you spell it?
He spelled my name, Coda.
I get him confused, bro.
At this point, I'm trying to figure out who's higher.
Yeah, if I wasn't high, I would probably get it all right. But you know what I mean? That's how it happens sometimes. You know what I mean? But hey, we're gonna start down the line. We'll start with my homie Kidder. Kind of just tell him who you are, man. Kind of how you got into graffiti. I mean, how you kind of got down with EMF, real quick.
Shit, they just picked me up in an alleyway one time. Had a loincloth on.
Were you in a baby carriage,
Baby
or were you
carriage.
in a shopping cart?
Baby carriage next to a shopping cart in an alley, and had
Tinfoil hat.
there's a little can of Krylon there, and
It was a
they were
shortcut.
like, "Kendra, we don't speak baby. We don't." I was like, "Goo," and they were like, "We don't really speak baby, but."
We gave him a shortcut with a resto fat on it.
Did you kind of throw some kind of EMF gang sign or
Like, what
something?
tips are you guys using?
They
Like,
said,
we're going to
"Don't-"
Subway.
They said, "Don't drink and drive."
Like, we're gonna go to Subway, but we're not gonna eat there. We're gonna paint on it. And I was like, weird.
You're like, really?
They're like, do you want to be an EMF? And they kept asking.
What'd you say at first? Were you like,
I didn't say anything.
We were baking.
I'm calling bullshit on that whole
were
story.
you baking the bread? You said baking, right? Baking the bread, like Subway.
Baking the bread.
Didn't I?
Fresh.
Fresh.
Tube steaks served fresh daily in the bakery. Yes.
That's what Tusk One wants to.
That's what's always on his mind.
I'm glad you said it.
There's other tusks out there though. Fucking bastards.
Are there?
But you're the Tusk.
Yeah, there's probably 32 I've seen.
I thought you were the Tusk. Like
He's
D,
the real Tusk.
The
the
Tusk?
real Tusk.
Or D, the Tusk? Or D, or
Oh.
the.
I was walking around
I'm confused.
downtown Denver in 1997 and I was seeing Tusk tags everywhere. It was pretty
On
amazing.
the internet.
Not on
That
the
was an
internet.
amazing year.
I don't even think the internet was around. Maybe
That was
around, but it
post
wasn't-
Fresh
it wasn't
Sites
around
days.
my house.
We was
Yeah,
too
the-
broke
we
for
was
the
too
internet.
we didn't have
Right.
personal computers.
For real.
Graffiti was a lot funner
That's
prior.
why we
I'm more broke now than I was then.
And how'd you kind of get down with EMF there, Tusk?
I moved to Aurora and I was dating somebody that actually knew Trek, and then I just like came home one day and this fool was sitting on the couch in there with like this big ass fucking Bible black book. I was like, oh fuck. But
Bible
he turned
black
out,
book,
but he
huh?
turned out to be pretty cool and shit, and we hung out, and eventually I got down. That's right? That's how that happened.
Something like that.
And then right next to you, we got Trek 1 next to you.
I just like the
Yeah.
name though too. That just fit.
It was.
Let me get you to talk in the mic, though. You're far away.
I did show up, I did show up one day, and we worked Comic Con. It was a job for Comic Con.
So you guys have definitely been. You guys have
Oh
the
yeah, I
connection
forgot that detail.
of
Yeah.
the toys. I'm like
Oh,
in there
yeah.
with the cards, but like
Did you
toys,
call-
cards, comics, all that shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's been that since the beginning, but this is when I met
Tusk. Oh yeah.
Designer toys.
years
real
after
quick,
EMF.
You just
has
said
been
my
You just
around.
said his name, but
You know.
here I'm gonna go ahead and continue.
one to
say, "Don't say
Get an air horn on cue.
People don't forget, but it's cool.
Cover my face.
It's not like it's hard to find out.
So back to you there, Trek 1. How's it going, brother?
That's good, man. Thanks for having us on again. You
How'd
know?
you kind of
But,
get down with the crew, or how'd you kind of get introduced to him, man?
Well, I've pretty much been there since the beginning. We all
we're gonna
like,
get there. We're gonna get that to in a minute.
You know what I
Actually,
mean?
the formation and creation. You know what I mean? But was it like a Will Park thing, or you know what I mean?
No,
Was it-
no, it was.
You guys kind of said the party house. You guys were all kind of living
we
together.
lived together,
Yeah, we all lived together and stuff.
and I had a shelf full of robots.
I did it. Yeah.
And we were just smoking a lot of weed at that point in time.
Reggie or
Escu
regular weed?
Reggie. 'cause
Escu
she-
had bricks of weed.
Reggie. It was Reggie then.
Why you gotta put me on blast?
Who was sleeping in the bathtub?
Why is Joey? Why are you assuming it's just
On the
Reggie?
night, you know, it was drunkest. I
Oh,
don't
when
know.
you say bricks,
Oh,
Reggie.
because
It was-
Aurora.
Yeah, it was
real
definitely
loud.
Reggie.
that shit was from the
Aurora.
south.
Yeah.
You know,
This
like,
was
that
talking
shit
about
came
like
up
2003, 2004?
Yeah.
No,
And
2005.
it was it Reggie?
It was 2005.
2005.
It's Reggie, right?
It was
2007.
Reggie. Yeah, I was flipping bricks back then. So
Dude, there was only like, I mean,
Gangster.
it was like Reggie. There was Chronic a little bit. I had the
I mean,
homie Tim Buck who had the Pretendo
everybody.
that he would sell for $25 a quarter.
Yeah, back then the Chronic was a little bit harder to get.
It was on
You had to go to
their time.
Boulder.
Yeah, it was.
You'd be lucky if you get it 24 hours. You might have to wait 2 or 3 days, and it's usually on some bullshit where, oh, homie, I'm eating lunch. All right, this fool's gonna call me when he's done eating lunch. Nope, he ain't calling me. He ain't asking
We
me.
would have to drive all the way to Boulder and just find some
I've
dirty
been to the
hippie
hill
with
a
a
couple
dog and
times to fucking
follow him around the corner and
I never.
get nugs.
Yeah,
I used to sell
Kind
weed
buds.
out there.
Kind buds.
And,
bro.
or we go to
Kind
Center
Buzz,
Park.
yeah, that's what we
Yeah.
call them too. Kind Buzz. They call
It
it.
was,
On the hill
We had
right
no
there.
free
fancy
dispensary.
names for the weed and shit.
I got a little good story. I think I might have told it before, but one of the first times I was up in Boulder, I met this homie who was from New Jersey, and I want to say he was in the same fraternity, and I met him at Boulder, but like I met him on the road at like a Grateful Dead show, like a couple of them. Yeah. So he was like, "Come up to Boulder when y'all get back to Denver," because I was going to school in New Mexico, and da. So I go. I got me an ounce of Reggie, thinking I'm all cool. We about to smoke. You know what I mean? Got this little party, gang of fucking white people. They all smoking the best weed in the world. And I got my Reggie, and I'm like, what
You're all
weed
embarrassed.
you got? Yeah, I was, bro. And my homie's like, I was like, fool, you know what I got, dog?
You had that Civic Center Park weed?
Nah, some straight Reggie, bro. Just some straight brick.
How'd you play the situation? Did you smoke that shit and get all?
I think I just already had a blunt roll, and I was just like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know,
Seeds and
bro.
everything smashed in that motherfucker. Dude.
Not like that. That's my dad. That's old school. My dad always just will break the seeds and the stems and roll that shit. Nah, I'm cool with that.
At least.
Real quick, introduce yourselves as well.
I'm Coda. And this is my wife, Esky.
He said, "My wife, don't be looking."
For real. No. But yeah, we've been on EMF since it started. Yeah, pretty much.
You said started in what, 2006, right?
2006, around then. I'm not sure.
I haven't
been a long
seen.
time, like
2005.
2005, 2006,
Okay.
somewhere around then.
I've
you know.
we've definitely looked through many of black books, and the oldest one I see is in 2006.
Yeah, the oldest one we found is 2006,
but doesn't mean it wasn't existent. It doesn't mean it wasn't in existence before that. But like, you gotta understand, we were heavily drinking and heavily smoking.
You guys are really partying at this moment.
Yeah, we were just living it up. We were like 19 years old, 20 years old, just going ham. You know, like just living. You know.
L-I-V-I-N.
Dude, we were all like, man, $700 for an apartment is crazy.
For real. How many of y'all lived in that apartment? How many of y'all lived in that apartment? Like 5?
It was like
four of us.
Yeah, it was like 4 of
And
us.
First it was Trek and me, and then
Coda came on down the line. And then it was 4, it was... Well, and my baby mama.
I mean, but the house was filled up like
A couple people on the couch every night.
couple people on the couch every night.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
A minimum
Always.
of at least 7 people a night in that motherfucker, right?
Yeah,
So some people probably stay up late too, probably partying a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People got different schedules.
Yeah.
You going to bed with these folks getting started. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then finally we got Quo in the building.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man.
How'd you kind of get down with these cats, man? I think you've been there since kind of the beginning too, right?
No, not really.
Oh, my bad. Tell you
I had to pay him, I think.
Damn, how much was it? How much was the dude?
Still, he owes us. It was installments.
I'm still trying to
He
prove
still
myself.
ain't paid me. Goddamn.
Don't say that they made payment to Tusk
Got
over
him.
here, because I don't want to know what that inquires over here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, we just started hanging out, and they put
Crushing
me on.
skulls.
crushing skulls. Beep. Nah, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Focus.
So the next question is, how did y'all come up with the name? How did y'all come up with the letters?
I have no idea.
Someone called us nerds.
Were y'all nerds, or what
They
kind
were
of
like,
what
"Y'all
kind
are
of?
nerds? And they were like, we like robots and mech robots and
Anime and cartoons
Flying
and
robots.
toys and all that shit. And
So it's more about like, he
kit
wants.
bashing. We were like elite mech fortress. Like, you can't mess with elites when it comes to video games and robots. If you're elite, you know.
Thank
if
you
you're
for
an
breaking
elite,
this down. Yeah.
You know, we're the top. Like, hack the planet. Like, hack the planet. You know, hack the planet.
Spray painting your keyboard so you can't see the letters. You just,
Is that for real?
Yeah, for real.
Alright. So it's more of like kind of like some video game like tech shit, like.
yeah, you know, like so many people take graffiti so fucking serious. It's like everybody's crew is Vandal High Society or fucking some, like,
I get it,
like some serious ass shit, dude. And like, I mean, cool, to each their own, and we just decided to go a different route.
Yeah, like Angelina Jolie, 18 years old, side boob kind of route.
Yes.
Wow.
My favorite Angelina
No,
Jolie.
That's why you gotta love
Makes a lot of
Ketter.
sense.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen next.
You gotta love
Never
Ketter,
dull
man. You
moment.
never know what's gonna come out of his mouth. You know what I mean? Because he says some wild ass shit. So you said y'all started this in 2006, right?
Yeah.
2005, 2006.
Yeah.
Talk about that. How it kind of started at the crib. It sounds like some apartment. What apartment? What was the name of the apartment complex?
Shit.
You guys
Second
remember?
I don't even
Sable.
remember,
It was
but
Second and Sable, man.
Second and Sable over there.
Aurora, you know what I'm saying?
It was right down the
The
street from the
Vista
old
View.
SK walls and shit.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
we
and
used
then
to run down there and paint all the time too.
and it was just, I mean, we were just homies, and that's like one thing about our crew is like people don't like get put on really, like unless they're like a homie, and then like people don't really like leave, like it's.
Sometimes people do.
Sometimes.
One person left.
So did y'all
We ain't
like?
gonna name drop like I've been doing all night.
Did y'all really know each other from high school or
One
from?
guy does too much
I know,
cocaine.
Basically
shoots
from
himself.
Wheel
That's
Park. That's how we met.
Yeah,
Wheel
we all
Park.
met at
I've been
Wheel
SQ
Park.
since I was what, 15?
Yeah, I was 14 when I met you.
Yeah, it was crazy. We were like neighbors. She lived like right across the street. So, out of everybody, like SQ is my longest
That
friend.
made it worse.
I know. I just
Actually.
suck. I know.
it out. It's cool.
Okay.
I know. I suck. Sorry. I keep saying it, but yeah, I'm. It's hard to say people's names when
Right.
you know them.
Old girl over here.
Yeah.
So fucking long, But anyway, yeah.
I totally
know.
get it.
So
Actually,
elite
Yeah,
mech
it's not
family.
just
I think
Christian.
I
We're
met-
like family. That's
Ketter's
why.
actually the person that I've known the longest. I met him when I was 14, And we were at Newsland, and he was actually the first rider I ever met. I was like,
Shoplifting graph mags.
yep.
By chance?
We were sitting there. I was reading a graph mag, and they used to let you just sit in the chairs in there because this was like pre-internet, you know.
Right.
And I was like sitting on the chair reading the graph mag, and I heard a little kid's voice like, "You like graffiti?" And I was like, straight up out of a movie. I just like fucking dropped that shit down, and this little fucking like 12-year-old kid was sitting there, like tiny as fuck, and I was like, "Yeah," and he's all, "Me too," and then I was like, "All right,
Cool, me too.
And then,
You want to go tag some
yeah,
stuff?
pretty much want to go tag some shit. And I was like, "All right, let's go," and then we fucking just started walking around, and then like,
It was a wrap. After
and that was it.
We tagged
did
everything.
dude. Like it was just
Newsland
like
had some
me and this
tight
fool
mags.
Right.
You know, like
used to be the spot.
yeah.
And Newsland was right behind Will Park, right?
Yep. That shit was
Yeah.
right there, dude. That Wheel Park and Newsland. Yeah, it was like a good day.
Remember
Every
when
day.
it turned into 303
You know,
boards?
read comic books, read skate magazines, and dude, they didn't even trip on you.
Nah,
dude. They would
they
just
were
let you
cool.
just sit there all day long, and I would read every magazine, everything that I ever wanted to because I was broke.
I stole porn
They used
from
to
there.
sell-
I couldn't buy that shit. So
Yeah, they used to sell
you know.
50-cent sodas and waters over there too.
Be there all day, bro.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, Newsland was a shit.
That's cool. Calm down.
So when did y'all kind of get serious and like actually form the crew and say we're gonna form a crew? You know, we're all hanging out together.
Oh, 2006 for sure.
2006.
Yeah, I mean, we were all
We
like
were all
having a
steamed.
party one night, and we wanted to go bombing. And there's like this storage units across the street from the apartment, so we're like, let's go bomb over there. And like, we started repping EMF.
Yeah, I mean, just
That's it.
Drunk stuff back then.
Yeah.
Probably can't even remember.
You guys were drinking a
when
lot,
we started
smoking a
it.
lot, living it up.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Now, is this true? I heard you kind of came up with the first acronym during a freestyle. Is that true, or can you talk about that?
I can't remember. It was probably X, but
We're not on video.
Yes.
Funny as hell, man.
Elite Mech family.
We
Write
are
this
so
time down.
ADD.
you guys are so
Should've never
paranoid.
gave him mushrooms.
There's like 4,000.
I didn't give him much.
I'm not.
Damn
I
it,
wasn't
quote.
expecting this.
Everyone knows.
You guys
I
are
know.
looking around like the FBI is like gonna pop out of this fool's fucking. He's got it connected with S Video Inc. There's like nobody gonna come.
What are you talking about?
It's not how it works.
Right. So let's get back to the name.
Don't give him any more marijuana.
Yeah.
That's not the marijuana. It's the Jameson.
And the mushrooms.
Yeah, it's
Jameson
the
Thug.
fucking quote. It's a mushroom.
Oh god damn it!
Well,
Chloe.
you know, I try to help out when I can.
Oh, it's helping a lot.
Here.
Oh, man, over there.
Here.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I love you,
I
quote.
love you, buddy.
But
I like you
To-
better when you're tripping.
No homo.
bring why
No.
mech, it's elite mech force.
Uh-huh.
Think about Voltron. Think about like the Megazord. Think about how all
Rest
the
in
robots
peace,
come
Tommy.
together
Rest in
and make
peace,
a
Tommy.
bigger,
Bots.
better, more badass robot, and that's us. That's what we do. You know, like
We form like Voltron,
yeah, we form like Voltron,
That's crazy.
but more generic.
but more generic. Yeah, dude, we're like the bootleg Voltron.
We're the
Great value.
Well, let's be real though. Like
The Broncos.
some of those bootleg Voltrons are made tighter than some of the
Than
older
actual,
shit.
yeah.
So
And that's why
And
we
the
keep
real
it
ones.
and they cost more too if you get the right shit.
That's that
Nerds.
collector side coming out.
Nerds.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we love that shit.
Were you guys
Yes.
chilling at Will Park at that time, or did that come later on down the road? How did Will
that-
Park get in the
they built-
mix?
That's where we met everyone. That's where I met everyone. I moved here in 2003, and yeah, I was skateboarding heavy back then. And yeah, I met Trek out there, SQ, everybody. I met Ketter back then. He used to come
So all y'all were
sleep
ki-
on my couch.
Thank you for all those.
He used to take my markers and fuck up the nibs on them and shit all the time.
He's that guy.
Yeah, man.
I would
Fucking
have
markers.
to.
Don't be that guy.
I'd have to say Deltron 3030 Ultra also played a big part of our crew. Like I know that sounds.
You gotta explain
Which
that
he
to
still
me.
plays on
Yeah,
constant
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
rotation.
does
Listen to
that
Deltron
shit
30,
all the
like-
time.
You know,
I
like
don't need-
hijack a mech. You know, like I don't know.
Is it
I
like?
used to be a mech soldier, but I
Is
didn't
it
respect
music?
orders.
Is it a
I don't know.
cartoon? Is it like?
You know what Deltron is. You're just trying to get the viewers.
The whole album's like a story.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
like so. That
Feels like some Led Zeppelin shit. I got you.
kind of yeah. I mean, it's like the Greatest album of all time.
Led Zeppelin mix.
It's a good one.
It's a decent record.
It's so
Greatest
good.
of all time.
I love it.
Were you guys all doing hip hop too? Because it sounds like you guys were into a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't rap. Coda raps. He's pretty good at that.
I make a little bit of music and stuff.
Yeah, he gets down.
I never knew you raps.
I make beats and stuff.
Make beats? Okay.
Yeah.
I never knew that. I know Tusk.
He can break dance.
Damn.
But I really don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Well, it's like let's be honest. But yeah, I like rapping.
And he can do the worm.
Like rapping and stuff. Yeah.
You know where he learned that from? He learned that off of Crush Crew.
Quote tries to rap sometimes.
Do you?
I used to fuck around a little bit, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just for fun.
Can we put this to video?
You got a little something for him? Just
No, I don't. I gave it up.
There you go. We're putting on the disclaimer like that. We don't want you to, but if you have
No,
to.
but honestly, I
we're
really
going
don't
painting
care.
tonight. We're not all retired. We're about to go to the train yards. We're about to hit panels.
I'm just gonna. Ketter's too scared.
I don't think Kenner's scared. I haven't seen Kenner in such a long time. He could have changed
I'm
it up.
terrified, but I'll still do it.
There, yeah.
Yeah, he confronts fear well.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this fool, he does it.
He's
He gets
wild.
it done.
He's a wild
yeah,
one.
he hits some of the so many spots that are like before anybody else hit him.
For real, like,
can't keep the monkey in the bag.
Tell me a
I
couple.
mean,
Mana Pro.
Mana Pro, he hit fucking
Some crazy I-70
Tiger-
spots, man.
Eagle
that
Claw.
I've never seen
He
anybody
hit-
else hit after he did. You know what I'm saying?
What's that weird fucking?
Whoa. So when he got Mana Pro, though, what was cool was he went through the inside. He didn't like climb up. From
What
the
is
outside.
Mana Pro?
Right next to the dog food
On
factory.
I-70.
Okay.
Yo, Perini Yards.
Yeah.
Prina. Okay.
Is it Perina?
It's that one, that little spot that.
And what was the other one? You hit like the other one too,
What
dude.
was that
Yeah,
brick
Chemical
one
Yards.
on I-70 that was on top of that?
Did you hit the dog
that I've
food
never
factory
seen
too?
anybody
Yeah, he
else
hit the dog
He hit
food
the dog
factory.
food factory too.
Right, that little panel right where you pass it that had the
like
camera
right
on it.
right next to the highway. He hit that one too.
People are painting that spot recently, but yeah, he got a first. Like how many years ago?
Fuck,
Right,
dude.
like 20 years.
2005.
Yeah, 20
Because
years
the
ago.
story I heard about that is there were like several
Facts.
cameras that you would literally have to hide and you'd have to time it and like get in there because they were on it.
Tell everyone how you got in there, dude.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear the story.
We just hopped
Yeah.
the barbed wire. and
Hold
there was an employee smoking a cigarette outside, and they might have heard us stumbling around, but they didn't, so they walked back inside, and we went up and checked the door, and it was open. So we just walked in where they were cooking dog food, and it just smelled like dog food and shit everywhere. There was people in lab coats, like checking their little clipboards and shit. We just walked past them. We had our backpacks, walked past them, and went up a stairwell, and then there was a ladder up there, and we took it to the door, and it led us right out to the spot that's right on the highway.
Right.
That's right out there.
You passed some people?
Yeah, past the workers, just walked right past them and just painted that shit.
Look at
I
how
know.
you probably are right now.
So they just thought you were a homeless person. They
Younger,
didn't-
but yeah.
But younger.
Painted
Just
it.
trying to find your tent.
They were probably like, they don't pay me enough for this shit. I ain't fucking saying nothing.
There's probably such a high turnover rate because of the
I'm
fucking
sure, the way
smell
that
of
shit
the fucking
smells.
dog food
For
factory.
real, they're like,
There's
I don't give a
probably like, I
fuck.
don't know
Go
who the
do
fuck's new here, dude.
I'll
Like,
tell you, I worked at Rainbow one time, and it's kind of like, I'm sure it's not as bad as that shit, but that shit stunk like yeast, and then it's so humid every fucking day. Dog, I last like 2 days. I was like, fuck this shit. You know
My
what I mean?
cousin had a house over there, and we go visit, and it was just like, after a while, you actually get used to that shit. Like, fucking stinks.
Well,
though.
we lived down there, bro, and you would smell it sometimes, but you would never really smell it. You know what I mean?
Smells like boiled toes or something.
And the how you say the myth that I
How you know what that smells like?
That's a very particular
think about it.
preference.
That shit stinks, dude. It's like just soggy meat, boiled grain nastiness. That smells horrible.
Donovan Dahmer over here.
I've always heard that, like, you know what I mean? That
Is that
doesn't
my
like
name?
it when you say that.
I'm just gonna call everyone out. You did it. Everyone's done it, but Coda and Askew and myself.
the wild sale that I
Everyone's
was
done
always
what?
told about that spot is
Name
right
drop
next
like
to
an
Purina.
Yeah.
Is all the dead animals they find in town, they burn them there.
Where?
Right next to Purina. That's why the smell.
It like mixes. That's nasty.
No, I don't know. You know what I mean? I ain't say all that. I'm just saying.
Just all the squirrels and cats and dogs they scrape up off the ground and ends up there.
Pretty much, and that it's like a place next to it where they would burn them, they would destroy them and all that shit, like city would or whatnot. You know what I mean?
There's that one meatpacking
like
plant that was out there and still out there. They moved it or something. That smells horrid too.
Yeah, it's kind of
Probably
wild.
the dump that's out by the airport. That's wafting over towards the city. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen that?
It's called Fort Collins.
Big ass.
No, he's talking about the big ass, the beef shit right by Swansea on the other side with all the cows and all that shit.
Or Greeley.
Or Greeley, yeah. You get to Greeley, that shit.
That's it.
Smells like shit right away.
Greeley.
You know what I mean?
Nobody goes to Greeley.
Not anymore. You know what I mean?
That's how you know it's gonna snow.
Conversation.
Hell yeah. Hey, well, let's kind of talk about how you guys first got your name. What were the first couple names? Did you always write your first name, or what were kind of your first names, and how did you kind of get your name where you're with today? We start with Quote.
I actually wrote Quest when I was in high school, and then I got caught. Kinda. I got a black book taken from the principal at the high school, and Roy Ball got called in. I'm sure all the old school heads know about old detective Roy Ball.
Old school.
And he went through my book, you know, and he was basically like, yeah, all these names are scribed on the windows, and who are all these dudes? And I wouldn't say shit, you know. I was like, I don't know anything about, you know, anything.
All that
You know,
jazz.
this isn't even my book. I can't confirm nor deny. But I switched my name, and I just took out basically the S and put an O in there, and came up with Quote.
Big Quote.
And writing Quote for 20-something years.
How'd you kind of get into
With
graffiti?
a K.
Big Quote with a K.
Big Quote with a K. How'd you kind of get into graffiti?
I got into graph in high school with actually Sweck was a big influence on me. I've known
Shout out.
Tusk for about 27 years, and shit, damn,
Gang.
gang for sure.
Y'all know each other a minute.
He helped.
How'd you and Tusk meet?
Fuck, I don't know, man.
I know the answer to that. We met through our homie Steve. I don't want to say his last name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Fang.
Boom, his last name's on there.
He has no reason.
Yeah,
not to say.
Stephen Fang.
Stephen Fang.
Boom. No, we met because he bought weed from you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Quote looked like Telly from Kids back then. And he acted like him.
Shit.
Telly from Kids or
Dude, pretty much, dude.
Probably saw that movie and was like, that fool's tight.
Were you fucking bitches with no rubbers? Fool?
Yeah, I didn't even know that movie was about AIDS. Hey, yeah, I just thought it was just about
That's wild.
boning
Way
as
that
many,
shit ends at the
as
very
many
end,
virgins
like-
as possible.
Shit's gross.
Oh, there's an underlining message.
Alright.
But yeah, I used to get that a lot. All the Telly thing.
Were you running with it?
Yeah, I did run.
I can imagine your ass in fucking Saudi Aurora, fool.
No, this was like
No.
in Littleton.
Oh, Littleton, my bad.
No, I lived in Capitol Hill most of the time.
Alright.
And then
Capitol
I lived
Hill's
on,
dope, though.
Beeler and Colfax for a while, so I guess I lived in Aurora for a minute, but yeah, mainly Capitol Hill.
And I asked you how you got into graffiti. Did you say it or am I high? I don't know.
Both.
Yeah, I think
You're
that's
high
it.
and I said it. Just hanging out with the right people at the right time, man. Just
Okay.
Kind of met Sweck and
Who was also-
Techno.
You said it, but you didn't elaborate. So you were just kind of hanging out with certain people, kind of hip hop shit, and just
Yeah, it
kinda...
was just always appealing to me, you know. Just loved it from the gate, and you know, used to go to the silos all the time, the chemical yards, and we used to paint shot.
The water yards.
Yeah, interesting story about that place. They filmed asteroids there and blew it all up. They did
Talk about that
a movie called Asteroids,
for real.
I heard about
where
that.
they actually blew up the chemical yard and turned it into a scene of like made it look like it was Mars. So my dad actually worked on that movie set.
Wasn't it when they were tearing it down? Those two big ass buildings.
But
not
yeah,
the
that's when
actual-
you'd have to jump down in that hole and make sure you had somebody up there holding tech, and
No, they had the
sketchy as fuck.
one way in there, and one way out unless you had a ladder. So when you're painting down there, it was kind
We're
of
talking about
Yeah.
Homeward Bound.
sketchy.
Homeward Bound, the movie with the dogs.
Yes, we are, Ketter.
Yep, you're following.
Yeah, you're on point.
Steer clear.
Exactly what we're talking about.
Steer clear of the river.
Yeah.
That's crazy right there by the water yards, dog. There's that sidewalk. And like where you paint now, it's fine. But you pass that fucking sidewalk, bro, it smells like straight shit, bro. Like it makes you want to fucking.
If it's hot down there, it still kind of smells like shit.
And someone could have just took a shit right there.
That is true.
Most likely.
Maybe you.
That and
Boiling.
I would never shit at the spot like that.
You might have pooped your pants.
in a spot like that.
Have you ever been in a spot had to take a shit and have no toilet paper?
No.
I've never.
I only shit 12 times a year.
Skateboarding taught me
Ketter
to shit
drinks
before the mission.
peroxide.
Yeah.
But your insides are fucking.
Bubbly.
Oh, they're so weird.
Super weird.
That's why you're the bedwetter.
When's the last time you had a colonoscopy?
What about you?
What the fuck, dude?
Shit, my first name.
Yeah, how'd you get your first name and how'd you kind of get to where you're at right now with your name?
Shit. When I moved to Denver back in 2003,
Where'd you
first
move
night
from
I-
again?
From South Dakota. So
Okay.
Rapid City, South Dakota.
Oh shit, damn.
Fucking moved down here because I was going through some shit, you know what I'm saying? And I had a homie that was moving down here and offered me a place to stay. So I took him up on it. Fucking just started skateboarding and shit. First night I moved here though, I met the homie Igwok. He's a old
Wi-Fi.
Free Wi-Fi.
yeah. He's a old yeah. He's cool. He was my good homie for a long time. I used to kick it with him like every day and shit. But yeah, he pretty much just showed me what was up right when I got here. And fucking yeah, my first name was Maku, Maku, when I first started. And then I just started messing around with different shit, and I came across Coda because I'm Lakota, and I'm from South Dakota, so I was like Coda. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna write that. So I mean that was back in 2003, I think. I only wrote Maku for like a couple months probably, and then started writing Coda, and that's been like 19 years now. So
Damn.
yeah.
That's crazy. How'd you kind of start first getting into graffiti?
Yeah, like I said, I moved out here
Oh my bad.
2003, and I met
Oh, yeah,
Igwok.
that's motherfucker.
I met Igwok, and then I met like Akmer and Elab. I met Elab and like Neuron and stuff. All them fools.
ETK.
ETK. Fools
Where'd you meet
and
those
shit.
cats at?
They were all Igwok's homies and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Wise crew.
a Wise Crew, all them Wise Crew heads. Like yeah, we would go and like paint like SK walls and shit because I lived out in Aurora, and that's when I would see like Tusk and shit down there. I would see his shit all the time, him and Shoes shit all the time and shit. So yeah, I mean them fools is a big influence on me for sure.
And we're talking a long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah.
A long.
That is like, yeah, I don't even know the timeline of that.
Golden era.
That was like,
Didn't you guys have like the rollers or something up there that was still riding? Or
Yeah.
they had
Yeah,
some,
I think they're
they
still
had some
there,
dope
actually,
ass, like
and, like, yellow
productions
ones.
like back in the day, man. Down there,
Production, the yellow one.
the
The
yellow
shit-
one, man. The yellow production them fools did down there was wild, man. Had
We
some
got
fucking-
chased out, me and Shu, when Shu was like a little. Yeah, he could run. Shit, faster.
bowling ball.
Yeah,
He can run a little faster.
that's a funny ass story too, though.
What's that?
Well, we were like painting this big ass like illegal production. You know,
right.
ladders had fucking
You're having a
speakers
picnic down there.
and
You're having a
shit.
picnic.
And an Aurora cop just came on the other side of the creek, and he was like, "Stay there, you're surrounded." Blah blah blah. And he just standing there by himself, looked stupid.
I'll
just looked dumb as shit. And like I just looked at him and I was like fuck you, and I flipped him off and we grabbed all the shit we could grab, left paint down there, fucking ladder, and fucking got all the way to my apartment and shit, and fucking went into the back of this lady's house and just started washing our hands off. She's looking at us all fucking crazy. We're all just fucking running. We got away, but I forget who got caught.
The homie EMAG.
Yeah,
EMF
EMAG.
got caught, man.
He wasn't even painting.
He's like, I'll wait.
He's like, well, I wasn't painting, and he stayed. Should have
Stay
ran,
right here.
buddy. You know? That shit was.
Yeah,
crazy.
he had his black book and shit. They caught him with his black book.
Oh yeah, you can't get caught with your black book.
Fucking gave him some charges and shit.
Well, if you take your black book to the wall,
Yeah.
That's toy.
figure it out.
Figure it out.
I'm just playing.
No, that's some
Thanks
shit.
for
That's some
making
shit you
the
don't
follow.
do. Real quick question for you guys: How do you guys get introduced to the SK walls?
So like,
there at 3 in the morning.
damn, that's a good ass
When I
question.
was 13.
Talking to Mike.
No, the way the SK walls came about, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, exactly.
So, the homie Sire, he was like, original Aurora rider, probably the best fast hand styles, in Aurora or whatever, anywhere actually. But yeah, he painted down there. They go down there and get all fucked up and drunk and shit. So then that's where they started experiment painting. Then I met them, and then we painted there. And then Shu showed up down there one day random and started painting there. And then he got an SK, and it became like the SK walls because we painted down there. And that was like, Sire found that shit. I don't even know how long ago, but it fucking, yeah, like the first
97?
shit in Aurora, like first graffiti artist shit in Aurora.
Yeah, that's
There
where I
was,
did
like-
my first pieces. Actually, was down there at SK walls. And
Yeah,
shit,
those walls
man.
were dope though. That shit was tight as fuck. There's a lot of growth. Like a lot of people got good down there.
That was a place to practice.
And it was a chill ass place to practice too.
You could paint down there all day and shit, man.
Until they built like office buildings. And,
Civilian pathways in the RTD.
yeah, that's crazy. I
We had
painted
the
down there
silos.
since. No. Silos were fucking that place.
Which
You
is
know
the
about
most
that place.
expensive building in Denver now.
That shit was
where,
fucked off, fucking weird place to paint.
Where is that?
That place was
The
awesome.
silos.
Yeah, the silos. It's over by the Denver skate park. You can still see it's like there's like lofts, and there's
Uh-huh.
actually graffiti in there still. And I seen part of one of my old tags on like in a photo one time, but yeah, it's like right over there. Now it's lofts, but it was like there was.
It's the all glass building.
Oh yeah, you're talking
but
about.
they still have some of the old buildings.
What was the name? What was the name of it?
It was
The
silos.
silos.
Oh, the
So
silos.
that whole area that's the east side,
It was
which
all
is
industrial.
Rhino or whatever, was just dirt, bro. There was just
All the
one
way to, like-
bar called the Skyline.
I'm old,
There
bro.
were
So I remember
lots.
like when you
all
went
the way
from
to where
Park
Elix's
Avenue.
is now.
Yeah, when you went from Park Avenue to downtown, there was one bar down there.
Yeah,
And
it's
it was
the
like a
Skyline.
gay bar, and the rest was like you said, like dirt, like
Yeah. Then
junkyards and
where
shit
the Denver
like that.
skate park is now, there was just this slab of concrete where everybody would bring their own shit, like little launch ramps and
Little makeshift skate park. I remember
And it
that.
was called the pad.
When I was painting down there, this is how long ago this shit was. There was that like hobo dude, like fucking killing people down there and like cutting their heads
Chopping
off
their heads off, yeah.
and
Well,
leaving them in the
Avenue.
field and shit, right where that the Elix's is now. He was just killing motherfuckers.
I don't remember
They
that.
never caught him.
I remember that.
That's
God damn.
that's when I was painting the silos, knowing that shit
They
down
never
there too.
caught him, huh?
What was he doing? You said he was a hobo that was basically just decapitating people, leaving their-
Literally, Keely's tendoning you from under the train, and if you're walking around there, there was those rumors, and then just coming up to people that are camping out and like just beating the shit out when they're sleeping, and then cutting their heads off, and then throwing them out in the field, and then the bodies were somewhere weird too. I think like
Yeah.
one was in the Platte, all kinds of.
They would
fuck-
throw them down on 6th Avenue, down the river.
that shit, and then we go down there and paint those.
A lot of heads down
Remember
there.
how you got in that fucking bitch? You went through the basement.
Yeah.
And you go up those janky. That place was fuck.
The
If you painted in
stairs
there,
were
you
so
have balls.
narrow.
Especially like as young as I was when I was painting that.
This is
That
like
shit
pre-cell phone era.
This was
Oh
96,
yeah, there was no. There,
97.
You know, there
it
was
wasn't
no-
even in the
This was
internet
like
barely.
when
Yeah.
Kaiser was down there religiously.
Then they had like the elevator shafts that
Probably
were
way
on
before
every
that.
floor. So if you yell, high or drunk or whatever, and you'd be walking back to look at your piece and shit, you'd almost fall through one of those holes.
Dude, we used to fuck around and
Which I
try to
did.
jump that gap in the elevator shaft. You know, when
Oh,
you get
yeah.
close to the
Yeah,
top and it's
yeah.
like that thin ass. Like if anyone's been there, you go to the top and there's like that thin ass stairway.
Yep.
Like half of it's gone, and you go up there and they have those little ledges you can paint. But yeah, we used to jump those gaps and shit. And fucking.
That was a cool spot.
Fuck all that. That's
Then
crazy.
a line would pull up and it would block, the building would block. You could just paint in the day that little area between you and the freight.
I seen a DPD
Run out.
like
that spot.
cop down there, like a pig down there getting fucking dome once, and he just looked at me and was like, "This flashlight, like go away, this is getting domed."
You do your thing, I'll do mine.
I was just like, "Fucking."
You
that
didn't
shit-
see me.
That
Yeah.
place is crazy.
We both have secrets.
We both have
We both have. I've never been down there during the day though. Did you ever go down there during the day?
I did.
I never did.
Always at night.
Always at night.
Like this.
Oh,
But I was young and I was fucking scared as shit. Like back then, doing graffiti was you get in fucking a lot of fucking trouble.
Right.
You know, and there was fucking the place was scary.
I miss those days.
Fun as shit though.
You guys ever painted gates?
Yes.
Yes, actually,
I broke
I'm
gates.
gonna say this. There's people gonna argue, but me, Sire, Neuron, and fuck, who else was it? Well, we got the south side of it. Before I think, who painted the fucking? It was before whoever painted the water tower up there first. I think it was
That was
Jer.
AC.
That
I
was
think it- I
that
think it
water
was-
tower rode forever.
I actually think that was Jer or AC. Do
Was
you
it
know
cops?
the water tower by I-25?
I'm not even in
But yeah, I
It's
think we were one of the first people to paint I'll say the outside of it.
I'll say asset, Jewel. Maybe
Chase.
I think you're right about that.
Maybe Chase.
Yeah.
I think it was
Someone
Jer.
jumping on the top.
But you'd go inside and have to paint all the windows
Yeah.
backwards. So that they
And then
would
fall
show
down too.
I never
yeah.
painted on the inside. I've been on the inside. I never painted
Yeah.
it.
It was like a
Oh,
few
if it
months.
Fall down. That shit fall down on gates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a few months before they like destroyed it. Like me, Fever, and this full blend went there, and we couldn't get in. Like all the windows, everything was boarded off.
The tower.
You know. So like all the windows, everything was boarded off at the gates, but we climbed up the machinery on the side. I don't know if you remember, but
The
it was like on the
AC?
like the giant eight. It was like
The
5-6
ductwork?
stories high, dude, and we climbed all the way up it. And then once you get to the top, there was this crazy railing, and you had to jump from the railing across to the building, and it was like a 3-4 foot gap, and it was like 5 stories down, like, and then it wasn't like straight down. It was all a bunch of fucked up machinery down there and shit. So if you were going down, you were gonna get fucked up.
Barbed
But,
wire,
like,
nails, and
we all
syringes.
we all got up
Asbestos.
Decapitated
there.
heads.
Yeah, we were smashing. Like we got on the roof. We were walking through the roof, and I was like, you know, I'm like, this shit's like fucking old as shit, guys. Like walk along the fucking beams, like you can see it on the roof. And Whitty's all duh, 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 and this shit started fucking caving in on that fool, dude. Like he almost fell through the fucking roof, and he was like, and then he like started walking on the fucking beams, right? And then we it was super sketchy, and then there was like one doorway up there, and I checked it was locked, but the window was broken, and I fucking reached my hand in, and I felt the lock, unlocked it, and it like opened the door, and it was like right out of a
movie.
Resident Evil, bro. When the door changes, it's all and you're like entering to a new level. It's all like, all right, we're in, boys. We all fucking went in there and just tagged on every fucking thing that we could possibly get our, you know, and we were on like the racks. They were like you know in Metal Gear Solid when you're on like the running through a level and you're on the top,
Yeah.
But they like have like little rails, and there's like a
They kind of go out a little bit, right?
little metal walkways, dude, like super thin walkways with little tiny rails. Like you could easily fall through there if you like misstepped. And like we were running through all that shit across the ceilings, and all like it was crazy, dude. It was definitely like a.
It was a bitch.
I've
was a
seen
mission,
those,
dude.
but I never went up on them. I
Oh,
went
yeah.
and got
And then
tags.
we had-
Rusty and
Then we had a lot of fun on the way out, you know.
Didn't look safe.
It was like getting dark and shit because we went in there in the middle of the day.
I weigh a lot.
And the security came up on us, so and we were like, oh fuck, dude. So we like hid and we we're like hiding, right? And like looking out there, and I see him. And this motherfucker's looking like in our direction, like he knows we're there, but he can't fucking see us.
Right.
And then my fucking baby mama calls me, dude, and my fucking phone is on like that
Super
thing.
cool.
This fool
Dun,
fucking,
dun, dun,
like,
dun,
whipped his
dun,
head
dun,
over, and he
dun.
knew exactly where we were, and we had a fucking jet, dude. We were all running and shit.
that's like a movie.
Dude, swear to God. And
That's
then like
hilarious.
I ran
Video game.
and I fucking like ninja bounced off the fence over the barbed wire and like didn't even touch it, like so fast, like it was so tight. And then Shane just kicked through the gate, dude. Like the shit was all locked, and he fucking broke the lock. He was like, blah, just broke it.
Little movie.
Cause Shane's crazy. He was there. He was fucking. This is out. But yeah, that
I'll
was
take care of that.
that was the cool Gates story of mine. Got on
Yeah,
the
that
roof.
place
and-
is sketch. That was on
Yeah.
like an Urban Explorers TV show too, and like National Geographic or one of those
Where
shows.
they go to all the abandoned places.
That was
Yeah,
sad
but
to
they-
see that shit get rid of.
They came in
It was.
Should have been a national
Just a
monument.
fucking empty field
from
now.
Broadway.
Like,
You
they're
could get
gonna
in there
build
from
something
Broadway.
there.
There was like literally it was
Yeah,
cut. There was
high-rise
a hatch. You go
apartments.
down,
They fucking
walk up
building
this
shit
big ass
everywhere
drain,
now,
and then
yeah.
you cut up in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dope way to go in there.
I
That's
can't
like
believe they
the
didn't tear down
Mark
the silos.
Echo
They actually
graffiti
built
game
them.
entry.
Yeah, that's the way I would.
Nice. Hey, let's get back to names though, real quick. We got SQ. How'd you get your name, or what was your kind of your first name? How'd you kind of get down with graffiti?
So my first name that I wrote was Misk, M-I-S-K. But I think around the time that we started EMF together is when I started writing SQ. And there's not really like a story behind it or anything. I just
How'd
like
you come
was
up with it? Just
trying to mess around with like letter combinations, like letters that I like to write and stuff. Something that wasn't taken already. So yeah, I mean, there's not much of a story to it.
cool. How'd you kind of get into graffiti then?
Like the roots of it, my older brother, when I was younger, my older brother kind of like him and my neighbor, they used to write and stuff. So that's kind of when I first like was introduced to it. I didn't really write back then, but once I met Trek and Ketter, I kind of got more into it. Like one night I was hanging out with Trek and he's just like, let's just go put some stickers up, and we went from like, I don't know, what was that, Trek, Chambers and Ilift to like Chambers and fucking, I don't know, hella far. We just
what
walked. I was
is.
like 14. It was all late in the middle of the night, and that was kind of like the first time I like went out. And so then I kind of just like from there just got into it and started picking up
Shit here and there.
yeah, from Trek. And I remember like we were at Wheel Park one time, and like my little brother, who's also EMF, he's Bright. Yeah, he comes back from Newsland, and he's like, oh, I saw like Shoe and Tusk painting over there at the skate shop or whatever. So we go over there, and it's kind of like piggybacking off of what Coda said. Like he looked up to these fools, like, so that was kind of like something that inspired me to get better, and I've just been progressing since then, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's dope. The next you got Trek One. How'd you get your name, man? How'd you kind of come up with that?
Just liked those
Skateboarding,
letters,
right?
and I've been known to walk insanely far distances, like regularly. Like I don't mind walking and like just distance. The only person that I know put miles down like that is Ketter and
Tusquan.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, those
Ketter
missions
and
are the
Tusk.
shit.
Dude, those are the only two people I
Endless
know.
mission, friends.
Endless missions. Yeah,
I can't say.
yeah. But walking is like.
Swipe, I guarantee.
Yeah. And we would, and that, it was really just the walking thing too, you know, and or skateboarding, mostly skateboarding. But either way, I was just down for the mission.
Bicycles.
Bicycles are the
Jam.
They are, TREK is my favorite letters. S is right there with it, and so are B's. I love B's.
You guys
but,
all have
I don't
4-letter
know.
names.
Yeah,
Except for me.
but if you put an S at the end of my name, it's T-Rex, not Trex. Just so we
Clever.
Little
clarify that.
T-Rex arms.
T-Rex.
One of the things that I see that is a similarity as well as skating is
Yeah.
big time with you guys.
Oh yeah. We're that's our shit.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely.
Even
Yeah.
SQ skated. You know,
Yeah, I
like,
used to skate.
I think I even seen her
I
throw
did
down a
too.
hill flip not too long ago.
I tried.
I was like, holy shit, SQ can still hill flip. It was a trip. But yeah, skateboarding is very big, you know, in our crew, you know, like everybody, Bright, Fever, pretty much down the whole line, everybody.
All right, you guys got some all-star skaters in your fucking crew
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
You and
yeah,
Fever.
there's some-
Fever used to kill it, man.
Yeah, Fever was
Oh,
a
that was
beast.
so good.
Yeah,
Boy, have balls.
Right now.
Rest
You
in
know.
peace, Fever.
Rest in peace, Fever.
Rest in peace.
Thundercats. Ho!
Thundercats. Shit, even Sega, remember?
Big
That fool.
Yeah.
You know, that fool was super good too. E-Mag was super good. Coda was super good. Everybody was good. Everybody was good. There was just we were a solid crew of skateboarders, dude. Like it wasn't like, You know, we kept our crews separate, our skate crew and our graffiti crew separate. You know,
But they kind of mesh though, and the meshing,
yeah.
right?
I mean, it's the culture, but
There was no choice.
there was no choice that we
Yeah.
had to. We just chose to like, this is our skate crew, this is our graffiti crew, and you know, we don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Big Trek. He was one of the nicest skaters. He still is. He still says
We still go out and film and stuff.
He's nasty at skateboarding.
Track still kills it.
Sorry.
Fever too. Fever was one of the nastiest.
Hold on real quick, homie. Hey, we're back. And we're with motherfucking Elite Mech Force EMF. What's up?
In the house.
Shrek was talking about skateboarding.
Yeah, we was talking about skateboarding, man, because they got some all-star skateboarders with him and fucking Fever, R.I.P. And I don't even know who else, man. Was there any others that really kind of stuck out on y'all levels?
Oh, dude, there were so many. Like Tristan Minton,
Right.
Andrew Smith, Shane Margaritas, all really good skateboarders.
Were y'all psyched when y'all got that park? Because I ain't ever seen a fucking park like that in my life when I was growing up, bro. There was nothing.
yeah, we didn't
had
have-
to go to the actual fields to ride our dirt bikes.
Wasn't that like designed by skateboarders?
Yeah,
Wheel
Cushing
Park?
skate park.
Yeah, but you know, there was like in the beginning of Team Payne building skate parks, and I think it was like
They're
They're
super
fit-
good at building skate parks now, but that was one of their.
I think they were figuring shit out with Wheel Park. You know, I
Team
think it
Payne
was
has
still
that.
a good park.
It's still a good park.
It's still relevant,
But-
man. You can still tear it up there and shit.
Team Payne has one at Johnny Roberts Memorial Disc Golf Course too.
Nice.
But yeah, it's there's like definitely Wheel Park was like when they got built, it was kind of the center of like Aurora, essentially.
Like the move here shit. Like we got.
Not like the move here shit, but just that's where like all the broke kids went because you know if you had money, you weren't generally skateboarding.
Yeah.
And, you know, and doing graffiti and shit, dude. You had shit. You know, like that was like time wasting. Like you know, you could just skate all day with go get a fucking 50-cent soda. You know what I
Go
mean?
read
Like,
some magazines.
yeah,
Go
read some
skate
fucking
for a little
magazines.
bit.
Yeah, dude,
Go get
you
a
know?
50-cent soda.
So,
Go get $1.
you know,
go get
that's-
$1 beer.
Right, yeah.
Shoplift
Don't even
some
get me
porn.
stupid. What was it? The fucking 211s in the glass bottles?
It was the OEs and the 32 ounce for $1, man.
For
they had a
$1.
liquor store over there.
$20 and the whole park would be lit.
The orange juice and your brass monkey in it.
Who was buying the liquor?
Coda.
Shit, I was.
he was,
man.
Coda,
he was just
yeah.
a little bit older than us. Like he was
Did you
the
just
one.
look the age or what? You just went
No,
in
he
one day or
was.
what?
He was like
'cause I was
21.
21. When I,
He was 21. He was just that dude.
Goddamn. No.
It was tight. It was crazy.
What was your?
Yeah,
what was
I
your
moved to the apartments right behind Wheel Park when I
Oh,
moved
okay.
here. A little after I moved here, yeah, the homie Shane came out, and I moved in with him, and we just would skateboard every fucking day, man. Skateboard. I worked overnights at like Walmart and shit, man. And yeah, man, we just hit the park like fucking 6 hours, 8 hours a
You're
day,
like
man.
2 minutes from there, right?
Just to walk, man, right out my back door. Just right out the door and then down the steps, man, and just hop the fence and.
Were you guys
And then-
always partying or
And then
what?
SQ lived in
Always,
the same neighborhood, and then I lived right across the street. We all lived like literally like 300 feet from each other, like essentially maybe 400 feet, you know. And then there was the skate park, like
And everybody would just meet up there and just smoke weed all day and skateboard, drink, you know,
party.
party, tag on shit.
I remember my first time going to Wheel Park and chilling. It was actually with my son. I was like, God damn, there's a lot of fools that can like actually skate down here. That fucking park. There's a lot of fools that are good that skate that fucking place.
Oh, for real. That's what I've heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everybody just pushed each other, man. Everybody just hyped each other up all the time.
A lot of
We're
weed.
big on that shit.
We
Hyping
filmed a
up.
lot.
Skateboarding plays a huge role in graffiti.
We filmed a lot, man. We had so many videos, and not just like internet videos. We're talking like actual production videos that we made.
Right.
You know.
Videos where they're
On an
actually
8mm.
following you, skating with you, and getting the footage like that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
never,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh, dude,
I'm
I
thinking
have a
like
couple
this-
of 'em.
Nah.
VX, like, dude, from there was VSM, and then there was the Thrifty Stick video, and then there was the Down Escape video, then there was the HDTS, and then we
Yeah,
had.
you guys are making a name for yourself then too. Shit.
Oh yeah, we did pretty good. We did Yeah.
The mini ramp inside of Thrifty Sick back in the day.
There, yeah. And then, I mean,
But you become so obsolete so quick in skateboarding.
yeah,
Like,
it
you,
is.
You could stop skateboarding for a year and
It's done.
nobody's talking.
There's some
about
young
you no more,
kid
You know what I'm saying?
ready.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta be hungry and you gotta stay on it. You know?
Yeah, I went to the park and this kid was like, just not too long ago, some kid said some smart ass shit to me, dude. He was all, I was like, he just did a 180, and I was like, that shit looked good, dude. And he was like, of course it did.
Thanks.
You know who my brother is? I was like, no. Like, just fucking
Only as cool as your older brother.
God damn.
But that just goes to show, dude. You know. But that's like anything, dude. You know, you stay relevant, or you get you're obsolete. You know.
Yeah, man.
Right. And then we're over there with I was gonna say it. Fuck Tusk. How'd you kind of get your name, man? How'd you kind of start writing, get things going?
I explained all this, but before I got into graffiti from like being around like gang shit and seeing their tagging.
Are you a gangbanger?
No. Well,
Are
I
you
thought
a,
I was
are
for a
you-
while.
Are you a
I
studio
wasn't, though.
gangster?
Fuck no, I can do some dumb shit. But no, and then, so I was like, I was into like that gang style of writing, and then I started fucking a little bit, and then I figured out what it was, and then I started like, oh, these letters look cool together, and then eventually, the long story short, I like elephants. That's where I came up with Tusk. I like the letters,
I never heard the elephant part. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's part of it.
But now I see the kind of similarity.
Yeah,
Turn the side a little bit.
yeah, stomping.
Stomping in.
No, but that's pretty much how, I just fucking. That was back when you could like. I thought I was the only. I'm pretty well. There was a dude in Boston that wrote Tusk, but it's a long story. But yeah, that's what.
Did you battle him
No,
over the internet?
no.
It's
I don't even think
pre-internet.
that was maybe.
Over 12 ounce.
No, I think that was like Fresh Sites
Yeah, it was
Fresh X 303.
around that time, but pretty much
MySpace.
just something that sounded cool that I wanted to call myself and create this alter alias. That's where that whole. That's a fuck. You could go off on that question. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, though.
It's a loaded question.
Pretty much it's loaded. And what about the bedwetter? You look like.
Are you a
hold on,
solo
real quick,
bedwetter,
What I
or-
see you right now is you should have like you're flying a jet. You should have like one of those fucking old school.
Like a Russian jet, by chance? Is that what you're saying? Like a
I'm not hearing. He just looks like he would be in a cockpit right now. You
said cock talking.
talking the mic, please. Yeah, he looks like the old school with the mustache right there.
Got the Salvador
fool.
Dali
He's
mustache.
just-
rock.
He's Russian and
You got a couple things going on right there, man. You hit several fucking genres right here, bro.
Hipster.
You're all over the
It's
map.
like water.
Water.
Be water in that.
But really just jumps into a pile of clothes and crawls out, and that's
Literally crawls out.
counter for the day.
Sleeps on a dog bed.
Dog head on a dog bed.
Yeah.
Closet house.
Kind of tell him how you got your name, man. How you kind of got into graffiti. I know we've been over this before, but remind them.
I don't know. I was just really into gang shit my whole life.
What side did you choose?
Silver.
North American side.
Okay.
Answer your question.
The good side or the bad side?
Tell everybody.
How I got my name?
Yeah.
How did
That's
I
the
get
question.
my name?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Damn it.
Next.
I've been writing it a long time. Yeah, next.
Well, how'd you get into graffiti, man?
He
Kinda-
wrote header for a long time, and then one day
Thank you.
Put a K on it.
put a K on it, and
There's some K's
he
on that.
blessed it up with a K, and then just moved forward and been killing it ever since.
I have a funny story about
Dudes kept asking
Kidder.
him, why do they call you Header?
You got him way too high. I can tell he's just fucking super.
That's
he's
fine.
feeling awkward.
That's
Keep
it's
talking to
it's
Roll another
it's fine.
blunt.
It's fine. Like I said, one of the
I could go for
I
another-
met Kenner
another
at
blunt.
the tattoo shop, and for the longest time, I thought he was saying Kenner.
That's another writer.
And I'm from a crew where one of the founders' name is
TKO.
Kedder. You know what I mean? So
There's Kid or Ken or
So
Cat
one
or
day,
Cat.
the whole time I'm just thinking, maybe, you know, no offense, you're the homie, maybe he's just some goofball. They gotta fucking want a name like the, you know, like that. So, you know.
There's
and
only
then-
so many letters in the alphabet, though. You're
And
gonna
then-
be close.
Yeah, and then one day, just
there's
like
26 letters and a million
It's
writers.
26 letters.
And then one day we were talking about some
It's
bullshit,
hard to come up with anything.
and he asked me about his name, and I'm like, "Well, you mean the real Kenner?" And he's like, "My name's not Kenner, it's Kedder." I'm like, "Oh, good to know."
Oh, fair enough.
My bad. I'm
Fair
sorry
enough.
for being an asshole. Thinking, you know, you're
I
trying
wonder
to
how
check
many
somebody
times.
else's name.
I wonder how many times I went through life and just thought someone said something to me, but it wasn't really the right thing, and I just been like,
Cool.
yeah, just like
No, it's a toy moment. You know what I mean? I had another one. I was telling, you know, the NON cats
I have
last night.
empathy for those.
You know, for the longest time, I was like, well, why is he putting NON before the TKO? Like, why is it non-TKO? Like, what the fuck is going on here? And she was like, you're a fucking idiot, bro. It's their crew. And I'm like, and
That's because you get really high.
You're like, that's rubbing me the wrong way.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, they got some moments every now and then. I get it, but you know, it happens. You know,
Non-TKO.
for real, dog, I was like, why is this fool?
What does this really mean?
Yeah, like, what is he
Switch it
doing,
around.
bro? Like, what's going on here? Like, I don't make no sense. And then, like, he simply just told me, hey, that's the crew, fool. And I'm like, oh, maybe you should put it at the end, because I see the non at the very beginning. That's the first thing I see. Oh, yeah, it's funny, dog. You know, but we learn. Hey, one of the things I do want to talk about, man, is, you know, Will Park and Fever. How did Fever kind of get down with y'all?
So heavy.
Right.
Got down with this so
And I know it's mostly with the skating. Like, he was a big time skater too, and you know, he was doing his thing. How'd y'all kind of initially meet? You know what I mean? Fever.
Honestly, it was.
That's what it was, man.
He was my little homie. Like, I mean, I don't mean to, like, you know, because it was Derek and that fool were like little kids, and they just were like
They were
good
like
at
young,
skateboarding.
right?
And I seen these. We were filming BSM, which was like the first like actual video that we were making.
And real quick, that's a skating video, right?
Yeah, it's an old ass video from like 2003, but we were filming that, and I seen these kids, and I was like, dude, these kids got skills. Like, we should bring them out into the streets, and we did, and that was it. They were just like the little homies ever since, and I was like, you know, pretty much against them, like drinking and smoking and like anything like that. But they just ended up becoming little hooligans and shit. Then that was it.
Well, Fever, his sister used to write and stuff.
Yeah, Queen.
Like his
Queen.
older
Yeah,
sister.
his oldest sister writes
She's-
Queen and
Queen.
She's a straight hip hop head.
Yeah,
like,
she's
I'm
an
like,
OG.
Yeah,
I
she's
met
an
her.
OG
She's
and
in
shit,
Colorado. Like, there's gang of stuff there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then-
She used to date a writer too, right?
Yeah, no, and then her baby,
Yeah.
Life Crew, Main Rock,
Yeah.
is the
Baby daddy.
in their family.
Baby
Yeah,
daddy.
so he was already into the graffiti world.
Uh-huh.
So when he like linked up with me, he's like, "Oh, I like graffiti too." And then now, like,
It's funny.
Yeah,
No, it's funny
you
the way he
know.
does that, because she
It's
was like the
true.
same thing. He was like some real little kid, like, "Hey, fools, I just want to do
Yep.
graffiti." Da, 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 da.
yep. And then that was it, dude. Like, and you know, like he did have strong influence, you know, like from his family and everything. But like when he linked up, like with me, dude, and we were just like smashing through the streets, like skateboarding everywhere, and like just it was literally skateboarding and graffiti
Right.
all the fucking time. That was like all we were literally about, you know, for
I have a kind of a
Last 20.
story that adds to that. Like, I met Fever in a different light. I met him in the backyard of the homie NORAD's house when we were throwing like an old ass skate party. But then we kind of broke off, didn't see him for a while. When I reunited with Trek, he came, like, that's kind of when I figured out he was around. I started seeing his shit when I moved to Aurora. And that's kind of when I linked pretty much with EMF, I relinked with Fever. I saw him at the, what's that bike? Pusher BMX. That's where I ran into him.
He
Before.
used to ride bikes and shit.
Yeah.
What?
What's your name?
all right. So I'd like to just take a minute here and like give a shout out to Tuss.
Shout out.
Like, if you notice, the Elite Mech Force, we've been kicking it pretty tough. We've been like a crew for like 20 plus years, Like we've been friends even longer. We all, you know, like we don't let people in, and we don't really like kick people out. If you choose to leave on your own accord, you know, that's your choice. And I think that's happened once, but we don't talk about that really. But anyway, yeah. But
shit.
When I got into graffiti when I was 10, but I didn't even understand what graffiti really was until I was 12, and I was walking down Broadway, and this is 1997, dude. And if you knew Broadway,
With your dad.
with my dad, we were walking down there, and if you knew Broadway in 97, you know, or like Colfax in the 90s, like it wasn't like it is now, dude. It's not fucking hipster. It's not.
Let me say one thing about that.
Yeah.
That was the time when we lived above Heaven Sent Me and by Caboose Hobbies. This is the period he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so yeah, like Broadway was it was a fucking trashy place. There was like porno stores everywhere. You know, like the homeless population was a little bit different. You know, they would probably fucking try to stab you. You know, like it was different. It was different times and shit. But anyway, I was walking down Broadway, and I fucking seen this Tusk tag, and then I seen another fucking Tusk tag, and I seen a Tusk stencil, and it looked all like fucking crazy Japanese writing, and then I seen a tube stake tag, and I was 12 years old, and I was like,
Real quick, what's a tube stake tag?
yeah,
It's one of my alter aliases.
it was a tube steak, but it was written like a Tusk tag, but it said tube steak, which is
served fresh daily,
dick,
usually.
obviously, right? And I was like, this is the same motherfucker doing it, and that's when I realized what graffiti was right there in that moment. And it's crazy that like I acknowledged it and I looked at it everywhere, but I didn't fucking quite realize that it was the person behind it until I was 12, and it was because of this fool Tusk. And fast forward till I'm like, I didn't really kick it with this fool. I actually seen him a bunch of times at like random graffiti parties or weird places. We would see this fool.
Yeah,
He actually flexed on me and Ketter for trying to smoke a blunt at one of his parties. We were like, so if you smoke, beat your ass. He's high as fuck right now.
But then his girlfriend came out of nowhere and was like, I'll smoke with all y'all, and saved our asses.
Yeah, but anyway.
Slut. Was
No,
that
no
the
homo.
apartment?
But it's crazy that like 16 years later, when I was 28, is actually when I met him, and then like we became friends, and then we became a crew. And just like they mentioned, like they were looking at this fool and they were influenced by him tough back in the day, and now like we're all homies. So like in a weird way, we've all been kicking it for like 20 plus years. Like he's literally the dude that made me realize what graffiti was. You know,
OG in the game.
Hence the name Graph Dad.
like
And he's handing
Graph
down
Daddy.
that knowledge. You know what I mean? Like for real. Like some cats don't.
On some other shit, Quote got me into digital art. How long ago?
Oh, God. 20 plus years, at least.
Probably a little more, yeah.
Yeah, 96, 97.
And now he's just getting back into it. But that's pretty crazy. That's like one of my biggest things right now is digital art. But
He's
you
way
do get
better.
into it.
No, you be killing that shit.
Tusk and Quote have been friends for
40
years.
27?
That's me.
Wow.
Well, we met. We already talked up through one of my
96.
buddies, Steve Fang. Remember, like some fool that sold weed. He sold weed to one of my homies
Basically.
at the time, and then that's when you wrote Quest.
So yeah, I'm coming up on 30 years. You guys have known each other.
Hey, Ket or Quote,
Still hasn't punched me yet.
you guys have any stories about Fever that you guys remember kind of kicking it with them or just meeting them?
I met Sam individually at the Denver skate park. He asked me to go to the liquor store for him. So
Like, all
we
right.
got him a 40 and hung out and skated with him, and coolest fucking kid I ever met, dude. Loved him right off the bat, and probably contributed largely to his alcoholism. So sorry about that. But yeah, I just met him through
Craziest shit.
skateboarding as well.
Craziest shit about Fever is he just knew all kinds of motherfuckers. The fact that he
Yeah.
met you before, like, you're an EMF, that's just weird as fuck. If
He
you
was like
think about
12.
it, with all the that's
He's
fucking-
known all
degrees.
over from what I could see, man. Like
He's
for
just the
real.
fucking
Like,
He really
realest,
was.
nicest motherfucker, dude. And he was just wild out for no reason. He was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I got a crazy story of him.
His vibe was heavy.
I was chilling with the homie Igwok one time. We pulled up to this gas station, and I went inside to get like a drink or something, and this fool was in the fucking Jeep when I come out of the store, in the fucking backseat of the Jeep. He's like, take me with you. These fools just saw me painting and shit. And he had paint all over his fucking hands. He had to be like fucking 12 years old probably. It was crazy as hell, man. He was like, all right, let's go. So we fucking gave him a ride back to the skate park and shit. But yeah, that's a funny ass little story I got of him from when he was young. But he was into it early, man, like young. Like
I met him when he was like, I want to say 8 or 9, maybe 8.5. When he was
he
like,
probably was.
Hey,
I don't even remember when. How old
shit.
was he back then?
What was his first name?
Fever was 12 when I met him.
12.
He was 12 when I
I think
met
he
him
was
too.
12. Yeah.
No.
Trek. What was his? Do you guys know what his first graffiti name was?
Silas.
Silas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
That's
Silas.
it. Yeah.
But he was Derek. How old was
Doctor?
Derek in VSM when he did the? I swear
13
he was,
maybe?
No, I think they
Younger
were.
than that?
I think they were 9 and 10, dude. When in that.
I don't know, because I met someone, I think he was 12.
Like, when was?
No?
When were
Hold
they
on.
born?
Hold on. Let me do the math. on
Because
this.
VSM came out in
you're right. They had to
2003.
be like 8 or 9.
That's what I'm saying.
So
They were-
yeah, I met
probably
Sam
what
when
it
he
was.
was 8.
And he was
Because
fucking
I was
tiny,
14
dude.
when I met you.
Yeah, he was
That's what
little
I
as
mean.
fuck.
And they were hucking themselves off of like 9 stairs, dude. At
Damn,
not,
that's
That's
at
like
8
that
and 9,
Islander
like,
parenting. You're just out there doing
You know what I mean? Like,
whatever.
Yeah,
little
they just
small
let him out the
shit.
house and he was just going wild.
Dude, he was
left
like
the house. You know what I'm saying?
We would pick that kid up and we would go, and he would literally would get it. We had Marty, who was fucking filming. He's like a 45-year-old dad with the cameras. Remember? Yep. And then that fool would pick us all up, and that fool would just hop into the car full of adults and teenagers, and we just go skate the town, dude, and just be crazy. And that kid, we just hype him up, dude. We'd be like, you could do it, and he would. You know?
How do you say he wouldn't back down from any challenge?
No, and that
No fights,
sometimes
no
was
chilling.
like the fucking
Yeah, barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was.
And then
sometimes,
him and Bright, they would always like have to one up each other. Like, so him and Bright were like best friends, like going back in the day. And so like,
Shout out to Bright.
if
EMF.
one of them did something, the other would have to like show off and like one up them, you know. So
Right.
that's why they always kept getting crazier and crazier.
Yeah, they fed
Healthy
off each other
competition.
too.
That's
It was
dope
cool.
though. That's like
That's what
hip
it's all
hop as
about.
fuck right there. You know what I mean? I'd
It-
say.
yeah.
It was crazy. Like
Absolutely.
the formula, if you like look at like Bright has like a lot of like kind of Keter formula because they were like both kicking it with us tough too. Even, geez, they could be because it's, you know, Bright's Esku's little brother, and they would be at our apartment. Dude,
Yeah.
like at our
Yeah.
apartment, dude. These kids
And
would
they
be
had
like
no
sitting
business
there.
hanging out with us
No
at that
business.
age.
But dude, we're like
For real.
black books, just you know, parties, like you know, like, and they're just kicking it, learning, dude. But like, I felt that like Bright gravitated a lot towards like Keter style, and like learned a lot of shit. And Fever took a lot of like my hand styles, or didn't take, but like I taught him my formula of how I did things, and then he did his own things.
Right.
But
He had the best hand styles, man.
Our hand styles we'd just sit there and go through pages and battle with like fresh ass hands, dude, like all day.
All
and,
day,
like,
every day.
I
all day,
gave
dude,
you. I
and-
gave
and,
Trek a
dude,
bump on the
like,
hand styles when I did my podcast with you. He has some tight tags. I don't like to admit it, but he does.
You know, but that was like our that was our.
You got tight tags.
Not
too,
saying
pal.
like our connect, but you know, one of those things. Like Fever was one of those people that if I showed him some shit, dude, by the end of the day he had it figured out.
Right.
He'd be like, how
Like,
do you aerial
Dial,
flip?
the
I'd be
same
like,
way?
You pop
Yeah,
shove
Dial
it and you
2.0.
fucking kick flip it, dude. Yeah.
He's the same way, man.
You know, and they're hungry, dude, and I like that shit. You know, and whenever you show them something, they just go into their little mode and they figure it out by the end of the day. And like, it was rare because so many people would ask me, "How do you do this? How do you do that?" And I'd explain it to
There's
them.
people that
and-
have been writing graffiti for like 20 years that
Wouldn't
fucking
wanna
straight up
listen to
suck.
shit.
You know, don't learn shit like that.
But that kid never. Every time I showed him something, he fucking absorbed it like that, dude. Just like, bink, had it down, dude.
Again,
You know?
hip hop as fuck. That shit's tough.
It was just one of those dudes that was
He was
good at
talented
everything
and
he
gifted,
did.
bro. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You know, just everything he touched.
And he had
was
the
good.
drive.
Well, dude, he had the drive, he had the skills, and he also had like a lot of people around him that he could just like ask, and they would give him the knowledge, and that like really fueled it. You know, like it was because.
Can't be a giant hanging with midgets.
That shows you like
know?
a generational gap in graffiti too. Because when I was doing graffiti, no one fucking said it. No one showed you shit. You'd have to like stumble upon some shit, graph mags, before the internet.
Yeah,
fucking
like
hard copy flicks.
Let me
trade
just make
with
this.
people.
Nobody showed us shit. As Igwok would say, wise crew secret.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying
nobody
like
told you shit
Fever
back in the day,
and
dude.
Dial.
But I
they're getting shown some
We
shit.
all we all like to help each other out and shit.
Yeah, we
you know what I'm
never-
saying? Show each other.
That's
different
because Fever
techniques
was
and
like
stuff.
that cool young kid, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he just stuck out from the rest.
Back in the day, you had to meet people actually like on the street. You had to see somebody like walking down the street, and they would like throw a sticker up or something, and you'd be like, oh,
Or catch them
who
with
that
some
is.
graffiti
Or-
shit,
if
like
you wanna
stealing
walk up
graph
and-
mags.
Yeah, and you'd walk up, and you'd be like, everybody'd be kind of like, he'd be giving you kind of a crooked eye, and you'd be looking at him like, who are you?
Right.
And who are you? And you know, and finally you kind of,
Super dumb shit.
you got
finally you go, you know,
dude,
you're a writer.
right. That was also the
Why?
era
Do you
too,
write?
Yeah,
where there
It's
wasn't
awkward.
Oh, what do you
fucking
write?
there wasn't the internet, dude. Like we were just like under bridges. Like if you wanted to go see graffiti, you had to like go to SK walls. You had to
Right.
go see some trains. Like
Yeah.
you had to go downtown and go fucking walk down alleys.
I heard some shit about that.
You had to go
Like,
put work
really,
in.
like, for hip hop, like, if you wanted to see freestyle, you had to go see it. Well, before internet, now you can see everything on your phone.
Dude,
You'd have to go to
honestly,
the church on 17th and
my
go to
opinion
the
about
Thursday
internet
freestyle
and
nights.
Graffiti, dude, the internet is almost ruined it because a lot of people's shit looks the same. It's like
I'm on
And you
the
don't know
other
if it's in
side
their
of that fence.
backyard.
oh, dude, it's crazy, dude. Because back in the day, like if your shit looked like somebody else's shit, you were a biter. And
Right.
that was it, dude. And it was fucking toy, dude. I remember walking through these alleys back in the day, dude, and you would see so many fresh hand styles, so many different styles of riding. And now, like, everybody's shit is like, I'm not gonna name drop, but there's like a style.
Similar shit, but here's how I look. I agree
You
with
know.
you, but I also see it on the other side is now it's harder to be original, but even if you're like biting now, it's what's the problem with it, I think is that
Nobody's seen the quote unquote fingers.
is people don't pay homage to their history and where they got shit. So it's like it's inevitable that everything's gonna mesh together and become this fucking, you know. And I get it because I'm old school, but inevitably you got to adapt, you know, and you got to, you know, and you got all this fucking information, dude. You got fucking YouTube, you got all these like paint for graffiti, like graffiti spray paint made by writers for writers.
You got people putting videos out of different fucking techniques and shit,
yeah.
dude.
Oh, you
like
figure
We had none of that.
different
exact
fucking
caps
spray
to
techniques
use
and what
all
caps
that.
to
it's
do
trial and
what
miss,
and
you know,
shit.
trial and error.
That's
Yeah,
dope
we would-
because you got to think about this too. Think about like turntablism, like DJ Qbert. He was like the first person to like expose, like take the stickers off his record, and he's like, "Yo, this is what I'm using, and this is what I'm doing. What are you doing?" And he'll take that shit from you and make it better, and then push you. So it's like, I agree with that shit, and you're a skateboarder too, and at that era to where you would. I get it, because skateboarding was had the same shit happen to it. But look what fucking kids that are 12 years old are doing. Dude.
Well,
That's-
I wasn't really like talking about progression. I was more talking about when you're back in the day, like the people that you were influenced by was the people you were around, and that's like how like styles were like. That's why
Similar, like cities had similar
and shit.
styles.
And that's what
shit
I was
like
kind of
that.
more
Right.
aiming towards.
Okay.
Was like that's why like Fever and I have like the same kern, and like I showed him like the big letter at the beginning and the big letter at the end, and like, you know, the filler letters, and like I showed him that formula and he ran with it, and like there was, not saying that there's similarities, but there was, you know what I mean, we
You can see where you learned from.
because we were in the same area, dude. We were doing, you know what I mean, and
where you from?
Yeah, the style that like, and that's like what I was getting at is like back in the day, you know, you were influenced by the styles that you were seeing in your neighborhood or in the areas, and not necessarily the shit that's on the internet. You know what I mean? And it's cool because then like we've been together for so long that like all our shit does kind of have like a similar feel style from an era that like was like almost, it was pre-internet really, before all of that, and that's why like You know what I mean? Like
when graffiti was like more adventurous and shit. You know what I mean?
kind of, yeah, you know. But
It
like
was
all,
fun.
like your
It
guys'
still
side,
is,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? All of our shit still retains some shit that's from like an era, and it's like. You know, like you could see the influence of everybody and like pieces. Like I can see like Coda's pieces and Bright's pieces, and like the fill colors, and I can see like 3Ds and just you know shit like some like you know like I see the influence in each other, which is cool. You know, and that was on our even bringing up before. Now everybody can see everybody's shit and all that, so it's in our foundation, and that's kind of what I was getting at is like how our foundation is even built up, and that's why I'm so like headstrong about hand styles and tagging, like over anything.
I got you.
You know, like I like tagging more than I like bombing. I guess I don't know.
I agree with
I
the
love
tagging
going out and catching tags.
I agree with you so much on that.
Me too.
Like tagging is fucking everything. I mean,
Oh,
if you
I
don't
love
tag, dude, I'm
God,
sorry. You can hate on me or whatever, but you know, fucking go do tags.
Go get those dumpsters. Go turn the corner
it's the
and be
funnest
like,
shit.
oh, I already got this dumpster.
Exactly.
Let me get
That's
the other
the best.
side.
That's why Capitol Hill was so fun. Bombing Capitol Hill was the funnest shit because there was so many nooks and crannies and
Capitol Hill.
alleys and everything was so.
Did you guys have any
Beautiful
rules
decayed.
about like so many a day, or you know what I mean?
Nope.
Like,
No, not at all.
just
No.
you know, I'm gonna walk like you know a mile a day and catch shit.
Dude, Ketter was.
Mine walked
Keep,
so
just
far.
keep that thing on you, man.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
anytime you get a little
check.
chance,
Marker check. Where is it at? I got one right here. Ketter's one of my longest graffiti friends in this world.
I'd like
and
to point
I've
out, Quote
walked
doesn't
more
have one.
miles with him than
He's
everybody.
slacking.
But when we were like, he was 12 and I was like 14. We were hopping on the 153 to the 15L, and then we would just smash down Colfax and Broadway, and all we
The
would do is walk
15
through-
was crazy.
Yeah, dude. I don't even think there was the 15L at that point in
Still
time. I think it was
crazy.
just the 15. But we were literally with just no cell phone, just on our lunch money, and we would just go look at graffiti all day long, dude. And we just see tags, and that was in an era when you would just see. Everybody's hand styles were different, and if that shit was looking the same, you know, you were a biter and get called out on that shit, dude. But there was, dude, like, I
was gonna say-
remember seeing some like sweat tags everywhere, dude. Sun will shine, fresh ass hand styles, dude. Fresh ass tusk,
Who else,
neuron
yeah,
hand
who
styles.
else had some fresh hand styles
You know,
back
like
then?
it
Neuron
was
has
just a
tight hand
different
styles,
era
for
where
sure.
people's shit was not allowed to look the same.
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's shit look different for sure.
Now go look at some of these dumpsters and you know it's
You would
like,
even do something that might look like somebody you look up to, and you'd be like, I
Fools
can't
would be-
do that.
Nope, you can't
because
do
it's
that.
too close.
dude.
as
fools
much as
would
I
be like,
want to
"They're
do
gonna
that.
fight you over that shit.
Yeah.
You know, like that's how it was. Like, I mean,
Shit changes though. That's
shit's
for
changed, dude.
damn
It's
sure.
all you know. I don't know. I seen a fucking kid.
Fucking
I
internet.
seen a mom hand a kid a marker and let
Oh
him catch
fuck!
a tag
I remember that.
at
Crush.
Rhino. Yeah,
Crush?
Colorado Crush. You're like, here you go, and like let him do a tag.
Yeah.
And they you know,
It's like 10 years ago, you guys fucking hated us. And now you're like, hey, can we take our high
Remember
school
how
portraits
weird
and
that
front
area-
piece
how
that you're painting?
graffiti.
Fucked up. Rhino was before it was Rhino.
Yeah, I
How
lived,
scary.
I lived on
Cold
23rd and
points.
Emerson.
You didn't go
Not
down there,
just
man.
5 points. You go further
No, that's
west.
yeah. That's a little
Little
it's just
northwest
all
of there.
industrial. It's like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
hood, and
Yeah.
like Larmer
Homeless
was like,
people, drug addicts,
yeah,
graffiti
Larmer was
writers,
like
gangsters,
Wino
and
Alley,
cops.
like,
were down
yeah,
there.
a
That
bunch
was
of
it.
bars and shit.
Just fuck that shit was crazy.
Even
Everything changes. That's another example. Holy fuck.
even
Dude.
Lodo was like ghetto as fuck
Oh,
back in
yeah.
the day.
Yeah.
And then upper, east side of Colfax is a little bit
And it
nicer. And it
started
like
blowing
switched
up, and
polarity.
they put what was that MTV show? Fucking
Yeah, Crips.
The real world.
Oh, real
no,
world.
the real world, and then it got
Sorry.
fucking got weird down there.
That's a good point, actually. That set off a lot of shit.
Hey, next question is, what's the difference between pieces and burners?
You know.
I'll just tell you real quick, and if you think otherwise, well,
What's your level of
We
toy?
have some
So-
different.
I think a burner. Yeah, this is fucked up. Okay, a burner is like between a toss-up and a piece, in my opinion, where you do like a little more techie but still simpler than piecing letters. So burners, and usually they're legal, and you do a burner because it was like, is a burner because it ran, you had a good spot. It was in people's faces, and it was like multicolored and a little more techie towards piecing than your toss up. That's my opinion. And a piece was like when you know,
sat there all day. And,
yeah, like a masterpiece.
Yeah.
You like took your time, you perfected it, you learned some shit, and you fucking,
All right.
you know.
burners are more on the go.
Real quick, shout out to homie Coz, but then what is Coz putting up when he used to bomb back in the day? Is he doing illegal
some
pieces?
like ultra burners?
Or ultra burners?
That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Okay.
That fool fucked his
Billboard
shit up.
burners.
But he also had like he's
I seen him in spots
like
he shouldn't have been
traditional
in.
to
Yeah, me
like,
too. I seen some of the craziest.
He would do
It
fonts.
didn't
He was like
make
a
fucking
font
sense.
Yeah.
kind of burner guy.
Super influential.
Yeah, down by DU, there's this the light rail right there. They got this spot right there hanging off the light rail that I don't know how the fuck they did like ultra burners on that shit. You remember that?
Where at?
It's like on I-25 coming up to University. There's a light rail you can see right there. Fucking, if you're going south, it'd be on your right side. But there's this light rail bridge, and fucking there was like three or four.
I don't remember that shit at all.
Big ass burners.
But I was also on. I didn't take the freeway.
They had to
out
like
of bicycle.
rappel off that shit, fucking like or something. I don't know, man.
This is like
Like
one of
you
those
know, it's
spots
like
hard to get to.
hanging off some shit or something, dude. Like,
Yeah, I don't know
that
if
shit was
militant.
wild, man.
he did some graffiti for sure. That shit was
You know what was a mindfuck? Was when I was reading the graph mags back in the day at Newsland, like a day in the life or while you were sleeping or
12-ounce profit.
12-ounce profit. And there
Scribble.
was a couple other ones, you know. I remember like seeing
Ooh,
all
Scribble
these
was fresh.
Scribble was the best.
fucking just some of the sickest, craziest burners, and then I realized that like a lot of these fools were here. Like it blew
Yeah.
my mind that they were like in these
There was
magazines.
an awkward amount of really good graffiti
I
writers
was like,
in
what
Denver.
the fuck, dude? There was like
Yeah,
Emmett was here, East. I was seeing like the DF crew. There was Sub, like that dude, like
Ooh, so
Coz,
DK.
DK, like dude,
Alert.
there was
hand
Icon,
styles.
dude, Creatures
Alerts.
Crew, Beast. Like there was like so many of these fucking legends in
Beast
these
is
graph
tight.
magazines that I was looking at, and I didn't
Nine.
realize that they were like all in Colorado.
Yeah.
Until I guess we were like searching and finding out, and then it was just like mind blown.
Yeah.
You know.
So you didn't really know that was
Speechless.
going down here.
Well, dude, okay, I was in Aurora. I was like 12 to 14 years old. I'd been around the city, but not like full let
not
loose.
like deep in the city.
You know what I mean? Like and it was really like 14, 15 is when I just decided to just, I'd be sneaking out and just riding the buses all day long and all that stuff. But, for most of my shit, I was on skateboarding, number one. That was like most of my missions, and number two, it was like graffiti. But to see all, like, because in in skate mags, you're looking at skate mags, and it's all over the world. It's Barcelona, it's California, it's like all this shit. It's rarely in Colorado that you're seeing these spots. And then like you're looking at the
Midwest.
My
graph
America
mags,
video.
and you're looking at this shit, and then you find out they're almost like all in Colorado. It was like a mind fucking. It was
Yeah.
it was a trip.
It just made me think
It was the
about
Revoluciones
how
era.
young everyone was starting out writing. Can you imagine, since we're parents and shit, like how your kids out there doing shit we were doing at the ages
Yeah, they
we
got
were
cell
doing
phones, they got GPS, they got flashlights on that shit.
it? I know.
Oh, different ballgame.
Whole different ballgame.
The internet can like snitch on you and shit.
Oh yeah, you can take a photo
Turn your
of the
location off.
locations on.
Triangulate.
Yeah, that fucking
Yeah.
geotag your photo or whatever the fuck.
Hey, what about you, Treg? What do you think about burners and pieces?
Straight letters.
Straight letters all day.
Is a burner.
You gotta ask the question.
What's the difference? Location and time.
Yeah, we
You
were
know?
talking about. I think like a
Okay.
burner is like more illegal.
Yeah,
Pieces
that's how I look at it.
Pieces kind of more like some shit you got
Yeah,
permission.
like a piece is
Yeah,
on
shoot.
a legal wall and a burner's
Yeah.
like right in your face.
Then you say if you're doing a piece illegally, then that's the ultra burner, I guess. The new term.
Yeah, like more colors, more time, riskier spot. I just made the ultra burner, but you know.
Mm-hmm. You guys have some risky spots you guys caught? Some shit where you're like the next day you're like, God damn.
I mean, there's a few.
I've done some weird street side spots in Aurora.
And that's when you wake up first thing in the morning. You're excited
When I
as
was-
fuck to go look at it.
Aurora-
You like pop up at
Aurora's
5:30 in the
sketchy.
morning. You're like, oh shit.
Aurora is a sketchy
Better still be
motherfucking
there.
place to paint too. It's kind of like Inglewood.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
fucking weirds me out.
It's weird as hell.
They got like 2 dedicated ass fucking graffiti squad people. This shit. Yeah, I don't like painting Aurora.
Yeah, definitely sketch. We did a few street sides out there and painted the highway a bunch and shit out there too.
Yeah, one time we were painting 225 and what was that, like Yale, I
Yeah.
think, and a cop rolled up, but we were just like, oh, let's hold hands and like.
No, yeah, for
we just
sure.
ran
Right
with
after-
it, man.
Oh,
We
see,
was
you guys
like,
have a good.
It was right after we
Way
got
Way
done
out
painting
there.
and
We're
shit.
just out here walking, we're a cute little couple, like they didn't think anything of it and passed right up.
I heard a story like that, but with 2 dudes.
Just hold hands.
Too. That
Yeah,
could work
fuck it.
too,
He said
man.
he grabbed his homie's hand.
Hey,
He
that
said,
could
"Don't
work
trip,"
too,
and
you
grabbed
know?
his homie.
Just
He
some
said the cop-
boys.
the cop just-
Boys in the yard.
Hey, love is
We're only
love,
gonna
man.
we're only gonna be gay for
Love
like
is
10
love,
seconds till he passes.
And the cop
Don't
went
be
right
weird.
around him, too. He said,
Don't be weird about
I mean, there's a lot of chase stories, but probably the coolest shit that I probably ever did, I think, would be the Elite Mech Force full spell out on the side of the high. It might be the biggest thing that's gone down in Aurora.
Okay. Where was
You
that?
know, on the
225?
fences on 225. It was.
225 by what's the?
It's like in
train stop?
between Mississippi and I live.
I don't think anybody here that was helped them out.
I
night.
didn't help.
Yeah.
I remember only
That was
running like a week
Quar,
though.
Balut, Bright, and me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we fucking.
Big ups to Quarry's tight.
Yeah, Quar's tight. He's not
Who
here
are
yet.
some of the members we're missing today?
Let's see,
R.I.P.
Bright.
Fever.
Yeah.
Blend.
R.I.P. Rail. Number one,
Oh,
first and
fuck.
foremost.
Yes.
Yeah, R.I.P. Rail.
Quar's not here. Balut's
Bright.
not here. Bright's not here. E-Mag is forever part of the crew. He's not
He
here.
lives out of state, I think. What's he in Oklahoma now?
Yeah, he's in
I'm
the
not
drift
sure.
circuit.
He
He works on
travels a
cars.
lot, so
Who else?
What's his other name?
I think he.
Am I forgetting anybody? I've been smoking, so I'm forgetful.
And Dial,
Yeah,
Dial.
little Dial, little homie Dial is on the come up.
the newest mech.
The newest mech. He's the future.
Oh, yeah. What about you guys? You guys got any crazy spots, Tusk?
No, I never done no.
Tusk has every cool spot.
No,
Where's your favorite?
I did some crazy
Where's your
shit.
favorite spot?
like in Denver.
Yeah, in
fuck.
Denver.
That I did. I'd have to say on Lincoln, in between. I still have photos of shit, and it's not that tight.
Can you
I
pull that
loved
up?
it back then, but it was
What's
in
that?
That mesh
between.
force that
what
we
is
did.
that? Damn it. 9th and Sherman, like area.
Oh, yeah, I know it's
Broadway
probably-
on Lincoln right there. There was
It's
like
still
a,
there. I just drove by it yesterday.
There was like a walkway.
Not that one,
And it was like the hottest, fucking
the
craziest spot.
biggest
I
one,
painted. I
the
did
big
like some
one?
four
Let me
color
see.
shit. That's probably the most scared I've been.
My phone's
you
dead.
know?
Do you? Oh, you have
That's
an iPhone, huh?
fuck. I don't know. I don't really
Yeah.
think
You talking about
that.
chasing stories or
Everything.
No,
What's
just
the-
crazy
okay,
spot.
so-
We're actually gonna get to that next. After
Ketter's is
Sorry.
Mana Pro or whatever the hell that is. Perina plant for sure.
Is that your best
Fucking,
spot?
yeah,
I mean,
lab coats and shit inside.
Yeah, you're right.
Employees.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Where's your second best,
Here.
Ketter?
Probably the dog food factory right down the street.
That's the spot he's talking about.
Oh damn.
If you look, that's each one of those like 6-foot panels, each letter. It's like,
Right before I left.
yeah, it's like 90 feet long.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've always
Yeah.
thought
That's
that would be a good spot to hit back in
dope.
the day. And then the garages, I've seen they've been hitting them by the SK walls lately.
Yeah.
Where always, but no one ever hit that shit because I've been like, that shit, you know.
You see where they put the fucking right there by Cherry Creek Dam? They put that like mesh. It's all you can do. You can still paint it, but it's just harder to buff.
Oh yeah.
It's fun as hell to paint too.
Someone overthunk it.
Yeah.
Now it's just more of a fucking
They just built a wall over a fence.
You have to have a spray. No rollers going over that shit.
Yeah, that's funny.
And we're gonna get to the chase stories now, man. Do you have any good chase stories or any kind of crazy gunplay while doing graffiti?
He got shot in the butt.
Yeah, that was, I did. Yeah, that wasn't graffiti related though at all. That was a whole different deal.
We gotta hear
I can't really get into that actually.
Is it accidental?
But
It happened.
yeah, I don't think anybody shooting you is accidental. But yeah,
Well,
I did
it happens.
shit happens.
What's the movie? It's Forrest Gump where he's like, I took one in the ass, and he's like, I bet that's a sight, and he like turns around, he pulls down his hand.
Yeah, I mean, I'll show you guys.
We're good.
Please don't. No.
But chase stories. Let's see. I used to hang out with this dude Techno back in the day. One of the first writers that I met. I met him and Sweck at the same time going to South, and we got the side of PT's Show Club on Evans.
Right.
And we painted the whole side, like 3-4 hours out there, and he just took his can and threw it up, and it's an all tin building, so the whole thing just rattled, loud as fuck. Cops come running out, chased us up that hill, which I guess is Ruby Hill, really.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, right behind us, he had my shirt, dude. I fucking got off, got his hand off my shirt, dude. He had me, dude. Ran up, jumped a fence, looked around a couple backyards or whatever, and we're just like two skinny ass kids, dude. We got in this big fucking tire, like a monster tire.
Like on cops.
Like
and
hit
shit.
against one side and he hit against the other side, you know. And we just laid up in there, and cop shined his light right in the fucking tire, dude, and didn't see us.
Nice.
Yeah, I hid in the grass one time from the cops. Me and fucking Bright went out.
Like the tall grass?
Yeah,
Or
like
just
some tall
usually
grass.
like red
Some
light,
tall
green
grass,
light,
fool. Like, me and Bright went out this one night. We was all drunk and shit. Got some paint. It's like, we're gonna go paint this wall. And fucking, we're walking down the road, and this cop goes by us, and he whips around. So we hopped this fucking little brick wall next to us and dipped through this apartment complex, and we got split up and shit. And I fucking ran to the back of this apartment complex. I thought like no one see me, but right when I got to the back, this dude seen me. And then I just hopped the fence in the back, fucking ran down a little bit. It was like right next to the bike path off of 470. And I fucking laid in the grass, and I heard the cops come running up, and he fucking comes over the fence, but he's down from me because I had gone down a little bit.
Uh-huh.
He's looking over, dips out, and then I hear a fucking car coming down the bike path. These fools are shining a spotlight on the fucking grass, and I'm just laying in this shit like, fuck, all right, I'm just gonna lay here, fuck it. And they rolled right past me, fool, and I fucking,
you have to lay there.
it was probably like fucking 10 minutes. I don't know, man. I fucking laid there for a while, and I fucking just got up and fucking army crawled for a little bit, like, get
Like
back
you
to
was
fucking.
You'll lay there all night if you have to.
Shit,
Shit,
though.
I mean,
Like, so-
dude, anything's better than going to
So meanwhile, fucking
Cherokee.
Bright goes to the fucking.
To
he
7-Eleven.
gets back on the fucking road, ditches his backpack, and goes to 7-Eleven, gets munchies.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'm crawling through the fucking grass. I get back to the fucking spot, and he's fucking waiting for me with all these munchies and shit. Where the fuck you go, fool?
He's right beside you, crawling in the grass.
No,
eating,
he
hey,
wasn't
yo.
waiting for you. He was at home. Like I was at home, fucking. 'Cause I was
That's
baby.
cool. That's cool.
I had the baby, so I had to stay home with the baby, and so I'm like chilling in our room upstairs on the second floor, and I just hear, and fucking my brother's in the
said her own
tree.
name.
My brother's in the tree. So,
That's the
no,
first.
You just called yourself out.
That's the first tonight. I think you're
well, hey,
the first one. to call
that was a
yourself
slip
out.
up, but I was also quoting something, so I was trying to tell you what he said.
I just
but yeah,
caught on to that.
He said my name, and he was in the tree, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And because he didn't fucking, he tried to ring the doorbell or something, and I fucking didn't hear it, so I was like, "Where's he at?" He's like, "I don't know."
That shit was funny. Yeah, that shit was funny, man. Lost all my paint and shit. Oh well, man, I didn't get fucking
That's the
caught,
worst part.
So shit.
Oh, the worst part is getting caught. Fuck,
Hell
I
yeah, man.
lose everything.
Because then you would go to Cherokee, and nobody wants to go to Cherokee. That was the worst jail. It was like a
Arapahoe
prison.
County, you
is
mean?
that the one up
Nah,
there?
it was probably
Oh,
fucking
for
Douglas
well,
County.
I'm Denver dude.
Cherokee. You mean Arapahoe County?
So. No, well, I'm from Denver, so I go
Where's
to Cherokee.
Where's Cherokee? What do you say?
The old Denver City Jail
Oh,
up
downtown.
on Cherokee, where
He's
you're
talking
stuck
about
in there.
Oh, the original DP.
Yeah.
Where you're like on the. Oh, fuck that.
I was in that place for
Could've been
6
either or,
months.
Arapahoe
I'm proud to say I've never been in the new jail,
Yeah.
though.
3-day max. I have.
I haven't been in the new one.
It's nice. It's got carpet.
Yeah, it's nice. Fuck. That says a lot.
What about you guys? You guys got any good chase stories?
I mean, I told the story about when I was hiding, and then my baby mama called.
That's hilarious.
I told you.
You should always turn your ringer off.
I was thinking about
Future reference.
I've pretty much Forrest Gumped out of every fucking situation that I've ever had.
Fucking Scooby Doo
I'm fast, you know.
I
I can put wheels on.
I am
if
not
got it.
Oh,
fast.
you
I'm
find out how
confident.
fast you really are too when you're getting chased.
And how
Super
good you
speed.
can hide, man. Shit.
But it did make me think about how I've been in a jail cell with almost all half my crew. I've been in a jail cell with Kenner, Fever.
I went to jail with you
Right.
guys when you went.
Yeah, I
to,
went to Bright,
fucking
and I went
Vegas.
to jail with Tusk. Yeah.
Our fucking
Your fault.
Actually,
I heard.
I shit next to Tusk, and he shit next to me. We had
That's
fools
bonding
try to fight
experience
us
if I
and
ever
shit
heard
too, and I was like, well, I'll take a shit and I'll fucking fight you. That shit was crazy.
That's a bond.
That had to be the worst fucking
we went
jail.
in, dude. It was so grimy. Oh my god.
Oh, I got scabies from that
if I
shit.
ask why you guys got locked up together? You guys doing graffiti?
Yeah.
We were in Santa Fe, drunk as fuck off some absinthe.
New Mexico.
We got fed absinthe, and next
What's
thing
absinthe?
That's the last time. That's the only time I can say I've really been that fucked up off of alcohol in like 15, 16 years.
Absinthe fucks you up, man.
What is absinthe?
It's like it was
It's a
actually
root.
wormwood shit too.
it's
So there's like
fucking taste horrible. That's what it is. It's fucking.
Don't do
It's
it.
like
And it makes you do stupid shit.
Poison.
it's jet fuel that's green.
that has
Basically.
hallucinogenic, euphoric
Properties.
properties.
But
and
yeah.
I was like, it ain't real. He's like, oh, it's real. It fuck. And we only did what 1 or 2 shots. I don't remember.
Yeah, they had the little
Well, they have a
dripper.
cutoff, don't
Yeah,
they?
the
Like you can
dripper
only
and all
have
that.
2 shots.
It was
Like if you go to the bar and get it.
I think it's like 1 or 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get this at the bar.
And it was a
You can get it
Friday
at
night.
certain
It was
bars,
Well, no,
yeah.
you could get
Friday,
it
we
in
couldn't
some
see the
place. You
judge
can't
till
legally
Monday.
get wormwood.
And I ate a bunch of Mexican food. My stomach.
Oh, we had some bomb ass. Props to Daniel for taking us down there and
Yeah.
seeing Malwolf and shit. That was
Mine.
god damn. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Was he with you guys when that happened?
Yeah, he went to jail with
he
us.
Oh, okay.
He drove us down there like his house of fun guys and went to jail for graffiti.
I seen this dude.
Fuck, I
pull
ain't
some
never
drugs
traveling
out of
with
his
you
butt
motherfuckers
and snort
again.
it. Actually, he
Got the prison wallet out.
pulled the drugs out of his butt
And shared it.
Washed them in the sink that we all have to drink out of. And
I
then
just shit in
snorted,
it.
and then snorted off a
Yeah, him and that dude like some butt drugs.
Swallowed the balloons.
Yeah,
Dude, and they tried to plant a knife on Daniel when we're in that first
there was
waiting
15
cell.
dudes in that room.
This is some grimy New Mexico
Dude,
shit.
it was the small. It was
Yeah,
like the size of
fuck
that
going to
fucking little
New
kitchen
Mexico
over there, dude.
jail, at least
15
in
dudes.
Santa Fe.
Like you had, dude, there was no room to sleep, and like
It was nasty.
It was
You almost had a fight to get your spot, or like
Bro,
just
it
hold
was-
your shit down all crazy.
And then they had this little heroin kid come in, dude, and he was all fucking coming down, and he was
Oh, yeah.
hallucinating, and
He's
he
being
was
all weird.
He was crawling on the floor looking for heroin, dude.
Coming up like kind of smelling
Dude,
people and,
then
shit
he
and
started
getting on their
touching
faces.
people, dude, when they were sleeping and shit, dude. And we were like, "Yo, dude, like, you
Yeah,
gotta-
Daniel was sleeping and then he fucking we almost had to fuck that fool up too.
dude." We were like, "Get this fucking kid out of here. Or we're gonna fuck
And the
him up,
fucking
dude."
the deputies, how often do they come around in that jail? They didn't come.
Never.
You could like fucking kill somebody with that shit, and he'll be dead for like a few hours before they find him in that fucking shithole, dude. It was like a gnarly jail.
Bend over and cough. Just
Was that the worst jail experience you guys ever been in?
As far as grimy, dirty, I've been in a lot of jails,
That was definitely
In
the
the
dirtiest jail
Northwest.
I've ever been in.
like Oregon, Washington,
Don't go to jail in New Mexico.
California, but
Yeah, not
good
at all.
advice.
Or
Santa
Utah.
Fe, New Mexico specifically, that jail. I don't know if there's more than one or what, but that one we went to was fucking gnarly.
You think that would be the nice one? Like in Santa Fe, you think it'd be kind of nice, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we were tagging on.
You ever been to Santa Fe?
We were downtown there tagging on like fucking like Louis Vuitton shit and like
I was confused. They were all,
and all these
like
clubs and it was crazy.
Mexicans and Native American cops, and they were just being so mean. And I was like, "Yo, I'm
I'm one of you.
brown too," and I felt like that's why they were mad at me.
I'm here.
I felt like they had it.
No, they're mad at you because you started yelling them right when they came up on us. You're like, I'm an artist from out of town. I'm an artist. I'm like, oh fuck, we're going to jail.
No, they looked.
Oh fuck, we're going to jail.
We were busted. We were
No,
busted.
They said, "What's on your hands?" And I looked down,
Poop.
and I had paint on my hands. I didn't even know I had paint on my hands. I vaguely
that the
remember.
worst?
I just vaguely remember because of the fucking.
I
said,
do not-
Like, what's on your hands? And I was like,
I will never go to Santa
"Fuck!"
Fe.
And then I was in the back of the fucking
Again.
car, and then
Woke up in the jail.
Then I was at the jail. And then
Dirty ass jail, dude. Like straight up New Mexico, Santa Fe, your jail is
whole booking
nasty.
process. I
Fuck.
vaguely remember that.
Inhumane. I hid it. I told you the story. I hid in a grease dumpster.
Yeah, that's what you told me last time. That's wild.
I was all
bro.
puking and shit. I was like on my knees. Fuck. Oh, it was gross.
Damn.
Fucking most foul. Fuck. And you know what's
That's-
fucked up?
ugh.
It was like hot and cold. And it was like kind of just like towards the end of fall and shit. So there's like this top crust on the grease that you had to get.
Ugh.
But that's again when they fucking Denver gave you a felony for graffiti, even if it wasn't like a felony amount of damage. But then
Right.
there was another law because you guys didn't have shit together that contradicts it, so they can't convict you of the felony for the act of graffiti. They only can convict you for the dollar damage, like amount damage. So I got away with a lot of I've avoided a lot of felonies.
Yeah, you definitely put in a lot of work, bro.
But yeah, grease trap, dumpster, right by the Capitol. Fucking nasty shit. Dude.
That just sounds. This just makes
You ever
no
just
sense.
bent down to take it or to like catch a tag by a dumpster and you just look over and there's just a
Big pile of
old
shit.
pile of shit.
I told this story too.
And you're like,
I stepped in
Yep.
2 piles of shit painting crush walls that EMF wall.
Oh my god.
And
Oh, yeah, I
and it's
remember
fucked
that.
up. The
I
shit
do
was in the
remember
same
that.
spot. I still fucking stepped in it. It's like they leaned on the pole and took a shit. Fucking, at least I had shoes on.
You're like, God, this dumpster smells like piss.
Ugh.
Any crazy homeless shit with doing graffiti?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Buy them a 40 and they'll look out for you all night.
I was this actually it's kind of a
Balut and Trek got attacked one time by that fool. Remember when that fool attacked you guys?
No, that
They
was
were
like that.
they were allies though.
No, wasn't that
Homeless.
Quar and Balut? You tried to come after him at the shit over by.
Are you talking about? Wait, I mean,
That dude tried to pull a gun on you or some shit?
oh, that was a completely different occasion.
Oh, I was
dude.
there too.
That was at a concert. We weren't doing anything. We were just at a concert, and this fool was like, "Hey, you got $1?" And Gary gave this dude $1, and he pulled out a CD case and started snorting meth off of it.
Asked if he wanted some shit.
And Gary said no, and then he got offended that Gary didn't want his fucking CD meth.
And this fool had one of those quick
CD
release, like draw things for his pistol.
And then he tried
And he
to
kept
grab
trying to pull it out, and
He
he
tried to,
couldn't.
he tried to grab Gary in a headlock, and Gary like pushed him away. But Gary like hello was like, "Baloo, pop!" And he like super pushed this fool, and he like flew like 10 feet. But like he put like hella distance between this fool and him, and like when he got up, he like tried to pull out this gun, and
That's
I was
when you
like,
socked him.
and I was like, "Oh fuck no!" And I fucking just socked that fool. And then Gary came up and was like, "Bah!" And then I was like, "Bah!"
And I started stomping him,
And then
he was like
yeah.
passing out and waking up because he's
But he
high
kept-
as
dude,
fuck.
he kept trying to fucking like, dude, I like
Woke up like a zombie.
He kept trying to reach down and pull the fucking gun out of his shit like the whole time. So like, you're like, stop, pop. You know what I mean? Like you just. Keep
I took
hitting
his
the
cell phone
motherfucker.
and shit.
Yeah, until
It's
he's
like the kid. What do you stop and then he pulls the gun out? Like it's a fucked up situation.
But I even told these fools. I remember that
and
shit. I was
he
like,
wouldn't go to
stop
sleep
hitting
because
him.
he just fucking railed this meth off
He was
his
gonna
CD,
fucking die.
And now he's
Straight
like. He wouldn't.
No,
go to
you gotta
sleep.
knock
like,
him out.
Like you see
You
him,
gotta
he's
double
like,
tap
like
multiple
knocked out, and he's
times.
like right back up.
Remember
Like,
when
it's
Baloo
like the
dragged him
fucking-
out of the middle of the road and he was like clawing the shit? You could see like white marks on the asphalt.
Damn.
And he dragged him behind this fucking tour bus. And then it's like, that's when Quar was the first time he really hung out with us and shit. He's sitting there and some chick was like, they're like, what the fuck? I had to talk you guys out of fucking beating the shit out of him behind that tour bus, remember? And I was like,
Yeah.
stop it because he's going to
wow, what's
What
that?
concert is this at?
Yeah, what show was
Some
it?
hard-
We're not gonna
hardcore
talk
show.
about it.
Yeah, but yeah.
Maybe
Where was I?
Too identifiable. But yeah, it happened.
I don't
yeah,
think you were there.
It
was
a
like some
metal
hardcore
so we were
show.
all fucking,
Yeah.
This fool, we were all
He
hyped
fucked
after,
up.
Like dude, it's like mosh pits. We're all fucking wearing all black. We're all hyped up, metal show.
Right.
And like right after the metal show, this fool's.
We
like,
normally wouldn't jump somebody just for the
it
record.
wasn't like a
He
joking
had a
situation,
pistol.
but that fool tried to pull out a gun.
High on meth with
and
a
then,
pistol.
Yeah. So
It's not a good combination.
Can't
That
trust a tweaker with a
motherfucker,
gun.
yeah,
Or
that shit was
period.
crazy.
Hell yeah.
When he dragged him out of the road, I was like, oh no.
it was like Capcom when you got like 2-player versus because it was like one person and I was like pa 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 and then Gary would come in and be like whoa pa 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 pa.
Gary's a brawler too, huh?
Yeah, it was crazy.
No, he's
a
scrappy.
fighter.
Hell yeah.
Quara's too.
Yeah, both those guys are.
I feel like everybody's pretty scrappy if they need to be.
I'm trying not to be. I'm getting old. I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
All right.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
Well, shit, man. We've talked a bunch, man, and shit. I think it's about that time. You know what I mean? You guys kind of got any kind of final thoughts?
I just like to point out how high Ketter is.
Ketter's fucked up.
His
over
eyes are
here.
like purple.
Them shrooms are kicking in.
How you doing over there, brother? You all right?
He gave an A-OK.
I'm gonna take a
If you-
picture of
if
you,
you
bro,
can't
so I can post
see.
it.
So everybody knows you're okay.
There we go. You guys got any kind of final thoughts, man?
Ketter's the highest anyone's ever been on the Joe Thunder podcast.
Yeah.
Seriously, I was just
Actually,
joking.
That can't be possible.
I don't know.
Have you ever had anybody throw up
No one threw up yet.
and they weren't high enough?
You know what I mean? Well, throwing up's usually like
The drinking.
kind of, yeah. It's more, you know.
I think-
My thing is like,
You ever ate a bunch of edibles?
No,
Nah,
not to that point.
Yes.
Yes, I
Time, I seen him almost get smacked by a bus on the edibles.
Oh,
man.
fuck, dude.
like-
That's the closest I've ever been to
Inches,
death.
I saved Esku's life. On
Yeah, he
Push-
did.
Yep.
No, I didn't- yeah, oh.
Right on 16th Street Mall. She almost walked into the. Because remember those fucking shits
That
are
shit's
so
still
quiet.
dangerous.
Yeah.
They're like,
How fast was that bus?
and
going?
she almost stepped right off the curb or
Quick.
like this, and I was like, yoink, grabbed her hoodie, pulled her back, saved her right as the bus came by.
Thank you, Trek.
Yeah.
No, this was like it was like
wouldn't be
inches.
sitting here
like,
now.
It was so close to hitting me that I seen the fucking, like, kind of moved away from the fucking mirror, and I could see the reflection of the mirror, and that fucking bus was flying, dude.
Whew.
That bus was going like 50 down fucking Colorado.
Got to be paying attention.
Stay alert.
Yeah, that fucking fucks with me thinking about it now. It's like, damn, that was crazy.
What about you guys? Any kind of final
Glad you didn't
thoughts?
die.
Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts?
Oh, shit.
No, just thank you for having us,
Really? Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man. Thanks for
Appreciate
having
you.
us.
Chill.
Yeah, definitely appreciate y'all coming
do
on
it
by,
again.
man. Yeah, we'll definitely have to do it again, man. You know what I mean?
Sorry you have to edit so
Yeah.
many name drops.
No, hey,
Yeah, my bad on
it's-
that. I was just
it's-
quoting some shit.
We're family. We're crew, but we're family.
Like I said, we did one last night. It was the
It's
same
hard as
thing.
hell
I got
to not
times
do.
written down for last night's too, where everyone was the same thing. It was like boom, 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 and you know we stopped it a couple times. But hey, shit, it worked out. You know what I mean? Dope time. Another episode. You can find us on all platforms. Shit, we out of here. Peace.
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 Hey, we got one more banger for you before we leave. Go ahead. I'm gonna hand it over to Quo over here.
This is just one of my favorite Sem stories. So we were all chilling at this bar over here on South Broadway. And he was just like the most outgoing dude. And he was talking to this old biker, big ass beard. And he kind of cut into our conversation, you know, and he goes, hey, listen, Gandalf, if you're going to cut into a conversation, you need to let me pet your beard, you know. And so he's stroking his beard, you know, and we're all chilling. Everything was peaceful. And somebody inside saw the wrong thing happen, like he was fucking with the guy or something. So he comes out and he Superman punches Sem.
Oh, man.
Sem turns around, knocks him out. This whole fucking bar brawl just breaks out, inside and outside. He jumps on the table, rips his fucking shirt off like Michael Jackson, dude. Just,
Who ripped their shirt off?
Sem.
Oh.
Fever.
Nice.
Fever. We can say both names. And yeah, dude, we just fucking ripped that bar apart, dude. Then when we were
fighting some dude in the kitchen,
and then we left, you know, when they said they were going to call the cops, and we were on our way out, and Joseph, who just recently passed away, rest in peace. Joseph Peralta.
R.I.P. Joseph.
Love you, dude. He sparked the whole thing back up and basically ran back in there and jumped over the into the back of the kitchen and started kicking the shit out of the dude that came out and Superman punched in the first place. And I think Joseph went to jail that night. And
Didn't Sem and
me,
Gary...
Sem, Dulce.
driver too.
Yep.
Gotta give her credit for that.
Yeah, she got us out of there, and we all went back to the house and drank and just fucking laughed about it. And I actually got a DUI shortly after, and went to DUI class. And the bartender that was working that night was in my DUI class, and still fucking hated us. Knew me right off the bat. She's like, "You're that little fucker that hit," because it was her son that started the whole thing. So I explained it to her.
Was it you or Gary that turned into the mech robot?
Incredible Hulk.
You know, Sem somehow got on the shoulders of Gary and was like fighting.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yo, what?
Like some movie shit? Like
Yeah, dude.
On the shoulders of Gary, and Gary's socket pulls up with Sem on the top.
ultimate way.
I can't even explain like.
Gary's massive. He's a strong motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's over here like that
They
fucking.
mechanized and like we're beating.
What's that
people
character
up.
on Mortal Kombat? Fucking-
Yeah.
He's
Goro, yeah.
Yeah, they
Combine
But that was a cool night. It was a fucked up night, but it was a cool night. And we're banned for life.
Damn.
I've been back there since they looked at me and
But you left early.
they knew that we were there together. I mean,
Yeah.
probably spent more money than anyone in there.
They reviewed the tapes.
That shit's fucking funny as hell. I'm pissed that I left though.
The bleep house.
I wish I could say I was at the bar.
That was
with all
fun
the
as hell.
thieves.
There you have it. R.I.P. Fever. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, we out.
Love you, doggy.
I gotta
Peace.
pee.